What up? What up? What up? What up? What's good? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Top of the morning, top of the grind. We here, another show, another day, another dollar. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Top of the morning, top of the grind. Welcome to Boxing Legends Lounge. Welcome to Boxing Legends Lounge, man. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? What's going on? What's good, y'all? What's good? Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow is the big day for my man Boots. How y'all feeling, man? Top of the morning, top of the morning. Listen, we got Boots versus Lima tomorrow. A lot of people's been saying that Boots is a fraud. People saying Boots has been taking too many tune-ups. He's 34 and 0 with 30 knockouts. Boots is 34 and 0 with 30 knockouts. But people's been saying that Boots have been fighting fights. He's been having 34 tune-ups. After this, he should fight the winner of Lubin and Virgil Ortiz, or the winner of Thurman and Fundora. I agree. I think this is it. We at a point right now in Boots' career where it's time to take on the top guys. It's time to take on the top guys. I believe that. I believe Boots got to challenge himself a little bit more. He says that he does this for legacy. He says that he does this for titles. He needs to start challenging himself a little bit more competitively. Let me see. He's gonna take another tune-up. He duck at heart. He a duck at heart. Why you feel that? You think he's gonna take another tune-up? He has the goods, but does he have the heart? And that's what everybody wants to see. That's what everybody wants to see. That's what everybody wants to know. Does Boots have the heart? We know that Boots have the skills. We see the tangibles, right? We see the skill set. We see the flashiness, right? We see the elusiveness. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. If y'all could do me a favor, just double tap the screen. Help get the like counts up, man. Let's run it up this morning. Steady says Boots finna lose. Come on, Steady. Come on now. Let's don't do that, man. I'm tired of him fighting tomato cans. I think a lot of people was tired of him fighting tomato cans. Boxing Preacher says duck Virgil to act like he wanted undisputed at 147, then moved up anyway. Man, listen. Some Eddie Hearns is on records when who he fight. He is fighting Lima tomorrow. Lima's from Portugal. Lima came in. He said, "Look, man, who's that guy? Nello? What's that guy? Nello voice? Who's that guy? Who's that guy?" Well, Lima is like the he's trying to make his way up. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make his way up, bro. That's all I know. The man trying to make his way up. He also was a weight bully for fighting at 147. Want to see him fight Ortiz. I think a lot of people want to see him fight Ortiz. I think a lot of people is tired of Boots not fighting the top guys. And Boots says he is who he says he is, and I like Boots. But it's time for him to get the right fights. It's time for him to start stepping it up. I really want to see all of his skill sets. Because Boots, to me, sometimes, man, he got this tendency when the fight is getting too easy or gets too boring, he gets very lackadaisical, dropping his hands, get hit with unnecessary shots. I don't like that for Boots. Ortiz gotta beat Boots to talk about C. Okay. Boots is also on record saying that he will fight at 160, possibly move up to 168. Man, he has plenty of fights. Thurman, Fundora, Virgil, Lubin, Tim Zul, Bakram, Zayas, Majimov, Crawford. Okay. Now, Boots got a lot of options, y'all. Boots definitely has a lot of options. The question is, will Boots take those options? Will Boots take those options? I think Majimov would beat the brakes off Boots. Oh man, we was actually talking about that last night. Boots fighting Majimov. He could fight Majimov at 154. Possibly, look, he could, after this fight with Lima, I'm expecting Boots to win. But after this fight with Lima, he could fight Majimov, possibly fight Virgil Ortiz after that. I think if he does that, hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. Because I know Bud said he's not going down to 154. So let's say Boots fights Majimov. Let's say he beats Virgil Ortiz. Do y'all see him going to 160, possibly fighting Crawford? Maybe he could fight Bud at 168. Virgil is walking Boots down too. I don't think Crawford will fight him. King, why you say that? Why you don't think Crawford will fight him? I think if Boots do it that way, I think a lot more money will be on the line. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot more money will be like we could say he's not going to fight Crawford, but money talks. So let's say he does. I don't think it will happen. But it you know what I'm saying? It ain't wrong to dream, man. It ain't wrong to dream and put it out there in the atmosphere, right? We would have never thought Canelo and Bud was going to fight, right? We would have never thought that was going to happen. So I just want to speak it into existence. Bud has all the qualities. Bud has all the qualities that Boots has, but the experience and Bud got that dog in him. That's a fact. Charlo not ready for Crawford. Me personally, Boots should have moved up to 154 maybe 1 or 2 years ago. I agree. I believe he was at 147 for too long. Super C, Grand Rising, champ. Grand Rising. Good morning to everybody, man. If y'all ready, the panel is open. Come up, come talk to me. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel about this, right? Hit the request if you want to come up. Yo, King, appreciate the follow. Appreciate the gifts. I appreciate all. By the time Boots fight all those fights, Bud will be 40. Now, that's a fact. Bud 38. And we know that Bud fights once a year, right? Yo, Bouncer, appreciate the rose. We know that Bud fights once a year. Bud is 38 now. So does Bud go up? Does Bud wait for Boots? I don't know. But money talks. And this is going to whoop him. Whoop who? He's going to whip Lima? Y'all think Ennis is going to... I mean, he should. Or are you talking about Crawford? Are you talking about Bud? I can't bet against Bud anymore, man. I cannot bet against Bud anymore, man. I can't do it. If I bet against Bud, man, I'm going to lose everything I have, man. I'm going to be asking y'all for a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? I went against Bud too many times. I can no longer do it. Who's that dude at middleweight that knock out everybody? At middleweight that's knocking out everybody? I don't know. Who you talking about? At middleweight, who we got? We got Jennebeck. We got Adames. We got Charlo, the Charlo brothers. Who we got at middleweight that's knocking out everybody? Y'all know? Oh, Jennebeck. You talking about Jennebeck? You think David Benavidez can beat Beterbiev or Bivol? I think a healthy Bivol, I think that's a 50. I think both of those fights is 50-50. Because Benavidez is a big dude, his range, his reach, his volume of punches. I could see Beterbiev dropping. I could see Beterbiev dropping Benavidez. And then also it depends, right? It depends on when he catches them. Because remember, Bivol got a hurt back, right? Bivol got a hurt back as well, too. So that also depends how Bivol bounces back from his recovery. And we know that Beterbiev is also getting a little bit older as well, too. Right? So Beterbiev is getting up there in age. Beterbiev is going to be 40 soon. Benavidez is young. You know what I'm saying? Longer arms, taller guy. You know, Benavidez is naturally a big guy, man. That guy ain't no little guy, man. He's not a little guy. So And Benavidez is also saying that he wants to go to cruiserweight at some point in time, possibly go up to heavyweight at some point in time. You know, I think that would be dope. I think that would be dope. Benavidez beats both of them. I ain't mad at that choice either, man. I ain't mad at that choice. Benavidez also used to be 300 pounds. Kev. Like I said, Benavidez is a big dude, man. Y'all seen when he was younger? When Benavidez was younger, man, he was a big boy. That was a big boy. Yo, y'all give me a sec. One quick. I gotta get something real quick. Give me a second, y'all. All right, we here, man. We live, man. We back, man. We back. All right. Yo, listen, if y'all want to request up, come up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This man right here, to my left, Bruce Ennis, I believe, need to start fighting the guys at the top level. 34-0 with 30 knockouts. But I think his most competitive fight on paper with a name is Stanionis. And he did his thing against Stanionis, but he also was getting hit with some shots that I didn't like. I didn't like the shots that Boots was getting hit with. Because if he starts fighting these guys at a bigger weight class, and he get cracked with certain, Boots is going to get hurt one of these days. So I would like Boots to be a little bit more disciplined on when it comes to his defense. Boots tend to, like, when he gets a little bored in the ring, or the fight is super easy for him, he gets very careless. Right? He starts dropping his hands, get hit with silly shots. The higher he goes up in weight, he's not going to be able to afford to get hit with those shots. He got hit a decent amount of time with Karen too. That's a fact. He did. Was Karen the one that was moving around? That was the guy that was moving around. They said was running, right? I watched that fight. Was that the fight that he was fighting and the guy was moving around? Karen was moving around the ring, and Boots was like, the dude didn't really come to fight. He came to survive. Was that him? Yeah, in the rematch, I think Karen did better. Yeah, I agree. Because they fought twice. That first fight, yeah, I think Karen was doing a little. But at the same time, right, that was Boots' job to also cut off the ring. That was Boots' job also to cut off the ring in that fight. Do you think Ennis is pound for pound better than Farmer was? Yes, I do. Talking about Tevin Farmer, yes. No disrespect to Tevin Farmer. I think Tevin Farmer is a hell of a fighter. But I think Boots is better than Farmer. I think he's more craftier, more elusive, longer, reaches crazy. He's tall. Like he just, like, here's the thing. Like, Boots got all of what it takes to be a face of boxing, the face of boxing, his style, his flashiness, his charisma, right? He got everything that it takes to take boxing to another level as well, too, right? He got what it takes to be considered an elite fighter. He has all those tool sets. I just want the man to challenge himself. That's it. I just want Boots to challenge himself. Who you got winning, him and Virgil? Man, that's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. Oh, man, that's a good fight, man. That's a hard one, bro. That's a hard one. That's a hard one, man. I like Virgil. I'm gonna look at this fight. I'm gonna look at this fight on Saturday, man. I'm gonna see how Boots fights against Lima. You know, I'm gonna see where he's at 154, because he never fought at 154. So I want to give him his respect, right? I want to give him that respect at 154. This will be his first time fighting at 154. I want to see how he holds up. I want to see where his power is at. I want to see where his speed is at. Right? They saying that Boots is he's dog walking people in sparring. They said that he made Canelo struggle in camp. So let's see. Let's see how he looks at 154. He says he's a lot stronger. So I want to give the man his proper respect. I want to give the man his proper respect. I want to give him a chance. I want to give him a chance. I got to see him at 154 because we know what Virgil Ortiz can do. Sebastian, appreciate the likes, man. Appreciate the likes, man. All I ask is y'all double tap the screen, double tap the screen. Listen, the panel is open. Jorge, appreciate you, man. Listen, if y'all want to come up and talk to me, come up. Let's talk, man. Let's talk. Come up here. Let's talk. Let's see let's see. You said beat? What you mean beat, bro? Talk to me. What you mean? What you mean? I don't know what you're saying. All right. So we got this fight right here tomorrow. I think I'm going to try to stream the fight tomorrow. Hopefully, they allow me to stream the fight. They revoked me, man. They suspended me for 7 days, y'all, which was crazy. They suspended me, chat. Would he win against Fundora? I got him beating Fundora. He just, your thoughts on Boo's potential fighting Caleb Plant? Oh, man, that's a good fight right there. That's a good fight, man. That's almost to me like a 50-50. And then, because I got to respect Caleb Plant, man. I got to respect what Caleb Plant does, man. Caleb Plant is a great boxer, man. He's a great boxer, man. And remember, Caleb Plant was giving Canelo some trouble. He was also giving Benavidez some trouble. Caleb Plant was arguably winning the fight against Canelo until he gashed out. He was winning the fight against, so I can't undermine that, bro. I cannot sweep that under the rug. If Caleb Plant conditioning is on point, if Caleb Plant stick with that jab and things of that nature, I think it'll be a close fight. It'll be a close fight. Plant versus man and Billy, man, boy, that man and Billy, boy, and Billy is a problem, man. And he said whatever his name is. Boots has that jab though. Plant takes too much hits. Mitch, you're right. Plant does take a lot of hits, but Boots also get hits with some unnecessary shots that I don't like. Like Boots get a little lazy, man. Boots, he drops his hand sometimes. Boots drops his hand and he goes backwards a lot of times. But he's a slick fighter. But Caleb Plant is also slick as well too. And you got to remember, Caleb Plant at 160, 168, he's bigger than Boots at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? He's bigger than Boots at this point in time. So, yeah, man. I think that's a good matchup, though, bro. I think that's a good matchup. Boots should not move up for Plant, but I think Caleb Plant fights at 168, right? If I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be some time before Boots even sees Caleb Plant. It's going to be some time. All right, it's definitely going to be some time. But at 160, look, he can fight because he says he's going to go to 160 at some point. So there's guys that he can fight. I think Boots got so many fights, like y'all said. He got Fundora he can go after. He got Keith Thurman. There's talks about Errol Spence coming back. I don't want to see Spence come back. I think Spence should retire. He got who else? He got Janabek, Adamas at 160. Who else he can fight? He can fight Big Charlo. He can fight the Charlo brothers. There's fights. So if Boots not taking these fights, I'm gonna have to look at him like a duck, man. I'm gonna have to look at Boots like a duck if he's not taking these fights, y'all. There's a lot of guys, and then now we talk about 168, go against Caleb Plant and stuff like that. Even if him and Caleb Plant do a catchweight, I don't think Boots beat Lara if he's still around. Lara's very crafty, but remember, Lara's also getting up there in age as well too. Mike, you know what I'm saying? Lara's very crafty, very experienced. He's a vet, but he's also getting up there as well too. I don't even like that fight stylistically, Michael. I don't even like that fight because it's just gonna be too much movement, bro. Lara moves around, Boots moves around. Like I don't like that match stylistically. We gotta see how his power translates to this weight first before moving up. That's a fact. At catch weight is cool. Lara gained power with his age and weight. That's a fact. You see Boots going down for Teofimo Lopez? No, nah. Teofimo Lopez is fighting at what 140? Nah, I don't see him going down. He barely can make 147 right now. From what I'm hearing from inside scoops, that Boots actually was having trouble with 154, making 154. They say Boots is just a naturally big guy, so he's been draining himself for the last few years. But we got to remember, Boots got 34 fights. He's been fighting at 147 for like 10 years, bro. So I know it's probably been killing him to stay at 147. But I think him staying at 147 all this time was to play it safe a little bit as well, too. I truly believe that. I would have liked him to see. I wish he would have fought Brian Norman Jr., to be honest with you. He could have fought Brian Norman Jr. at 147, took the title from Brian Norman Jr. at 147. Then he could have moved up to 154. Let's say if he wanted to do a catch weight, okay, boom, do a quick catch weight. A tune-up, fight Lima. I was talking yesterday. I wouldn't have mine if Boots went and fought Majimov. If it would have fought Majimov instead of Lima, I think I wouldn't be as critical on him. I wouldn't be too hard on him. You see Boots going down for Teofimo Lopez. Nah, I can't see Boots going down. Like, nah, I think it's past time. I think it's past time. Yo, Mike, appreciate the likes, man. Appreciate the likes. Yo, do me a favor. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. We are 22 minutes in, man. Double tap the screen. Let's get it up to 1K. Let's get it up to 1K, man. So, look, I would like for y'all to come up here and talk to me if you can. I know some of y'all are at work, but if you can talk, come holler at me, man. Let me know how you feel about Boots' career. How do you feel where Boots is at? I just don't think I don't like the tune-ups, man. After this, no more tune-ups, bro. Fight who you need to fight. We seen Bud do it. Bud, he didn't take no tune-up at 160. He didn't take no tune-up at 168. And he made it happen. He dared to be great. And that's the same thing I want for this man right here. This man got a lot of potential. You know what I mean? But I know he also got his father in his corner. So he's listening to his pops, right? His pops is like, yo, listen, let's do it the right way. Whatever that may be, right? To his pops, like, yo, let's do it the right way. Let's gradually move up. Let's see how your body feels at this weight. And then we can start taking on the bigger names. I'm not mad at that, right? Because a father going to be a father. So I'm not mad at that, right? What I don't like, he got Greg Hackett too. Oh, yeah, that's right. Greg B, in the gym with him as well. So, yeah, so, a lot of guys is telling him, like, yo, listen, man, let's do it this way. Don't take unnecessary risk, and you haven't been at this weight class. You understand what I'm saying? So I want Boots to challenge himself. I think it's time for him to start challenging himself, man. And I like Greg Hackett. Shout out to Greg. You know what I mean? Shout out to Greg Hackett, man. He definitely knows his stuff. Shout out to Greg Hackett. Man, make sure y'all double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Happy Friday. Oh, man, this joint's spicy. Whoo. But what would y'all like to see from Boots next? I know everybody says this talks about him fighting Virgil Ortiz. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he doesn't get the Virgil Ortiz fight. Who would y'all like to see him fight? I think if he doesn't get the Virgil Ortiz fight, go ahead and fight Majimov. Fight Majimov. But I absolutely think the Virgil Ortiz fight should happen next, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think the Virgil Ortiz fight should happen. What do y'all feel? Boots got to stay active, though. We barely see him fight the fight he should. That's a fact. But that's also to his promoter, right? That's Eddie Hearns having to push him, right? Eddie Hearns have to make these fights available for him. I think Boots kind of stay out too long. You know what I'm saying? So I think Boots right now, I think he mandatory should be fighting at least 2 fights a year, bro. Like, let's say like every 4 months, I think Boots should be fighting, man. Boots is only 28 years old. He's only 28. You know what I mean? He's still young. He's still young. He's still got a lot left in the tank. Still got a lot left in the tank. That's why I'm saying, look, think about it. Just hear me out. I know the fight may not happen, but just hear me out. And let's say he fights Lima. Boots can arguably, if Bud would like to fight, Boots arguably could fight Lima on Saturday, get a fight sometime in February, March, fight Majimov. Oh, no, fight Virgil Ortiz. Fight Virgil after that, right? Fight Virgil Ortiz, let's say like March. Then fight Boots sometime in September. I mean, Bud in September, right? That's only one. That's, you know, that'd be 1 year since Bud has fought, right? Bud usually fights every year, right? Bud usually fight once a year anyway, right? I don't know if he takes it. I don't know if Bud takes it, but Bud can go and fight Boots at 160. He could fight Boots at 160. Or hear me out. Hear me out. Boots can fight Lima on Saturday. He can fight Virgil Ortiz sometime in March. And then let's say March, April, May, June, July, August, maybe saying like August, he could fight Big Charlo. Why not? Go ahead and fight Charlo. And then if Bud is still around, maybe fight Bud in the beginning of the year of 2027. Just saying, like, there's fights available for Boots. He just got to get pushed. He got to want these fights, and Eddie Hearn's got to make these fights available. Eddie Hearn's got to make these fights available. Why fight him at 160 if Boots don't have a belt at 160? Make no sense. Sometimes it's not about belts. Sometimes it's about legacy. Sometimes it's about culture. Sometimes it's about money. It's not just about the belts. I know there's belts, but you got to think about it. You got to think about this, right? I know Bud wants to for legacy, but legacy also means fighting the best guys, right? He might not have a title. But what I'm saying is, think about it. If he make it make sense, right? If he fights Lima, beats Lima on Saturday, he fights, let's say he fights Majimov. Let's do that. He fights Majimov, right? Fights Majimov at 154. Let's say he takes 3 fights. Fights Lima at 154. He can fight Majimov again. Fight Virgil Ortiz at 154, assuming he beats all 3 of these guys, right? Everybody's going to be on Boots Johnson. Now, the fight for him and Bud is even higher because he beat the man at 154 that a lot of people said that he was, hypothetically speaking, right? If he beats Virgil Ortiz, he beat the man that a lot of people said that he probably wouldn't be able to beat him. He beat Majimov. We see Majimov gave Bud a little bit of trouble. Let's say he beats Majimov convincingly. People are gonna be a little bit more anxious to want to see the fight. People are going to be a little bit more anxious to want to see him fight Bud. And it's going to make sense. It's going to make sense. So even though there might not be, a title just for the culture and for dollars, it makes sense, bro. Just saying. But Boots got to go and he has to do exactly that. If he doesn't take that route, I don't see Bud wanting to fight him. Y'all let me know if that makes sense. I mean, I had people last night, they was like, yo, nah, that's not a bad move. Bud 38, you mentioned all those fights. By the time Boots beats all those people, Crawford's gonna be 40. No. Because he can fight him when he's 39, he won't be 40. Like, if you look, you could do it either way, right? Bud looked good at 38. Bud said he got 2 more years anyway. Bud said he got about 2 more years anyway, right? Bomac said Bud got, and Crawford said he got about 2 more years anyway. So let's just say Bud looked good at 38. He looked good at 38. I'm not saying that the fight happens, but what I am saying that the fight it makes sense. It'll be for the culture. Even if Bud says, yo, you know what? This be my last fight. This be my last hurrah. However it goes is however it goes. That could be his last fight. Why not? I know he'll be 40. But technically he'll be 30 because he's 38. He'll be 39. He'll be 30. He'll be 40 in 2 years. So look, Boots fight now. He could fight 2 fights. He could fight 2. But Boots could fight 2 fights next year in 2026. Bud would be he'll be 38, going on 39. Bud will only be 39. If Bud, what? If I go knock out Boots in Philly, his career gonna be over. Why not? Why not? Make it happen. That could be his last fight. You know what I'm saying? That could be his last fight. That could also be like him passing the torch. I'm gonna give you an ass whooping and pass the torch at the same time. Why not? Because who else do y'all want to see Bud fight? Boots only fight tune-ups. Yeah, that's what we talking about, bro. Boots have too many flaws to beat Bud. Is not even close. He has flaws. Boots does have flaws. Boots does have flaws. But he also has skills. He also has talent. We can't deny Boots' talent. Boots has a lot of talent. He has a lot of skills. We can't deny that, y'all. We can't deny that. Hopefully, as he continues to go on his journey, he starts to perfect his craft, gets better with his defense, corrects some of those flaws, right? Because he's going to have to, whether we like it or not, y'all, he's going to have to, right? Whether he likes it or not, rather, he's going to have to. Because if Boots does not correct his flaws, Boots going to get hurt one of these days. He's going to go against somebody, and he's going to lose against somebody that he shouldn't lose to. He's going to get knocked out to somebody that he shouldn't have gotten knocked out to. Because Boots sometimes can get very careless on his defense. He's slick, yes, but he can get careless with his defense at times, for sure. But yo, y'all come up. Let me know how you feel. Come talk to me, man. How do you feel? How do you feel about Boots' career? I know some of y'all might be at work and stuff like that, but y'all let me know, man. How do y'all feel about Boots' career, man? I don't think Boots should be taking no more tune-ups. I think it's over for the tune-ups, man. Too many guys that he can fight. I don't even know how long he stays at 154. How long do y'all think that he stays at 154? I don't know how long he stays there. How long do y'all think that he stay at 154? Before he goes to 160? Or does he stay at 154 for another 5 years? Wait for guys to get old and then want to fight him. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. Mr. Denali. Hope I said that right. Appreciate the follow. Isaiah, what's good? What up? What up? What up? How y'all feeling, man? Talk to me, man. How do y'all feel? How do y'all think this is going? How do you feel about Boots' career? But outside of this fight, we got a lot of fights happening. November 22nd, we got David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. We got Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. We got who else is on that card? We got Bam Rodriguez versus Martinez. We got Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. We got a lot of fights happening, man. Boxing is in a great place. Boxing is in a great place, y'all. We got a lot of fights happening. We got a lot of fights happening. I like where boxing is at right now. We got I really want to see Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. I want to see that fight. I want to see how Devin Haney looks in that matchup. I want to see what Devin Haney's mindset is at. I want to see if Devin Haney is gonna if he's gonna hold back his punches. I want to see if Devin Haney is gonna make a fight. Then I also want to see, is Brian Norman going to bring the fight to Devin Haney? I want to see that. I have to see that. I have to see that. I didn't really like how Devin Haney fought his last fight against Ramirez. Felt like he was a little too gun-shy. Felt like he was a little too gun-shy for me. We got a great matchup coming up, man. Hopefully we can stream this fight tomorrow. I'm definitely trying to stream this fight. Hopefully we can stream the fight tomorrow. Hopefully the stream allow me to stream it and we can watch it together. We can watch it together. But there's a lot of fights. We got Keith Thurman versus Fundora. We got Keith Thurman versus Fundora. I think Spence is also talking about fighting the winner of Keith Thurman and Fundora. I think they're going to try to line that up. I think Spence should retire. CD Brown said, Boots has what it takes to be boxing's next star, but needs the big fights to take that step next. I agree. I think he has everything that it takes. Mrs. Ten Toes Kev said easy work. I think Boots definitely has what it takes to be the next star. He has what it takes to be the next star. But in the same token, y'all, will he do it? Will he take the big fights? Will he start fighting the big names? Will he? You know, there's been talks about him ducking Virgil Ortiz. Crawford said that he sent him an offer. He denied the offer. So my thing is this. Does he start taking these big fights? Does he start taking the big fights? Y'all do me a favor. Make sure y'all double tap the screen for me so we can help get this live out. Help double tap the screen, please, so we can help get the live out. Let's help the morning show grow as well, too. Let's help the morning show grow. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm also on the YouTube channel at Boxing Legends Lounge. We streaming on the YouTube channel as well, too. If y'all would like to come onto the YouTube channel, y'all can come onto the YouTube channel at Boxing Legends Lounge. Other than that, we here, we cooking. Yo, Mr. Ten Toes Kev, how do y'all feel, man? Y'all not giving me no real feedback, man. How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about this fight, man? Or y'all just tired of Boots? Y'all ready for Boots to just make something happen? Y'all ready for Boots to make something happen? I ain't mad at y'all. We also got next month, we got Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. Many people are upset with Tank. Many people don't like what Tank is doing with his career. Tank said that he's going to retire. People saying this is a circus act. People saying that Jake Paul need to get up out the sport. How do y'all feel about Jake Paul, man? I know a lot of people don't like Jake, man. How do y'all feel about Jake, man? How y'all feel about my man Jake? Oh, man. Hold on. I know y'all don't like that fight. Let me get it. Where's that? We got Pitbull Cruz. Versus Lamont Roach. That's a good fight. We got these two guys fighting. How do y'all feel? I know y'all don't like this fight. Where do y'all feel like the trajectory of Tank's career is, man? Tank said after this fight, Tank said he's retiring. Tank said after this fight, he is going to retire. How do y'all feel? This is a circus act. I know nobody wants to listen. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna watch it. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna watch this fight, man. Yo, Iceman, what's good? What's good? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna watch this fight, man. I'm gonna watch it. I know people like, yo, man, yo, legend, why you support this fight? Why not? Why not? I would like to see it, man. I want to see how it plays out. This is David versus Goliath. This is David versus Goliath. How do y'all feel about Tank? A lot of people say they've lost respect. Oh man, I left my water downstairs. They lost respect for Tank. People say they've lost respect for Tank. They said Tank could have fight the Shakurs of the world. He had a chance and opportunity to fight Devin Haney. He let Devin Haney go up to 140, 147. People not too strong on on Tank's career. People are disrespecting his resume. They saying, yo, Tank hasn't fought nobody. Tank is still Tank, man. Don't change nothing. I like Tank, man. I like Tank. Don't get me wrong. I like him. But I still want Tank. And look, the same way we hold Tank to these standards, I need us to hold a lot of these other guys to the same standards as well, too. Right? CD Brown said, not a fan of Jake Paul, but he's making an impact and making big money, so I can't hate. Tank is done. He said boxing is dead. He's selling in this fight. Let me get shot.
Hey, yo, bro, why are you talking to my girl?
What'd you say?
You in my girl's DMs, bro.
Who's your girl, bro?
You know who my girl is, bro. You in her DMs.
I don't know who your girl is, champ.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
What's good though, bro? How you feeling? If I was in his girl DM, he would have known I was in his girl's DM. I would have told him, like, yeah, nigga, I'm in your girl's DM. I would have told him, like, yeah, nigga, I'm in your girl's DM, nigga, and I'm blowing her back out. Don't play with me. Don't troll me. Don't troll me, because I get disrespectful real quick, man. I get petty. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm blowing her back out too. We was together last night. Oh, let me chill. Yo. So look, man, a lot of people's been crucifying this man. The boxing world's been crucifying this man, saying, yo, why is Tank fighting this man? But yo, let's think about it. How many people would have took that fight? How many boxers do you think that would have took 50 mil to fight Jake Paul? How many boxers would have took 50 mil to fight that man, bro? I think a lot of people would have took Shakur. Look, here's the crazy part. Shakur was saying that this was nasty work. Shakur was saying this was nasty work, right? Shakur was saying that this fight is crazy and he don't respect it and all that. But then Shakur goes on an interview, and the gentleman asked him, he said, yo, would you have taken a fight with Jake Paul for 50 mil? And he said, yeah, he would have took it. So why is everybody crucifying this man? Stephen Fulton also said, yo, a lot of boxers are just mad at Tank because they wasn't the one that got called for the 50 mil to fight. A lot of people going to be hating on Tank. A lot of people mad at Tank because they didn't get offered. But if you would have asked them, yo, listen, would you fight Jake Paul for 50 mil right now, given the circumstances that you in? Because look, listen, let me tell y'all something. If you don't know, now you know. Not every boxer is making millions. Not every boxer is a thousandaire. I want y'all to understand that. Not every boxer is a thousandaire. Not every boxer is a millionaire. A lot of boxers are boxing and still have to work. So you telling me that if Jake Paul offered them $1 million, they wouldn't take it? Hell yeah. They can if they put in they can if they put the work in for sure. Last time he fought a guy who was as young as him and as big as him, he lost. See, here's the thing: when he fought Tommy Fury, right? When he fought Tommy Fury, even though he lost to Tommy Fury, Arjun, even though he lost to Tommy Fury, he didn't lose the way the fans wanted him to lose. That's why it's not talked about. That's why it's not talked about. Like when it comes to Jake Paul, people want to see Jake Paul get his ass whooped. You know how like what Bud did to Spence? That's what people want to see happen to Jake Paul. And until that happens, Jake Paul gonna run it up. He gonna run the bag up for sure. Um, People stupid. He can cash in 50 mil guarantee. None of these boxers making that money. Crawford. Some boxers have more respect for boxing. No, that's a fact. But money talks, bro. Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul. That's a fact. He dropped Tommy. That's a fact. This fight is bean juice. This fight is bean. But hey, look, everybody that's saying this bean juice, everybody that's saying this trash, everybody saying that are going to be the ones that's watching. They're going to watch this fight. Right? You're going to watch it. Yo, let me get Shark up here. Let me get Shark real quick. Yo, if y'all want to come up and talk, come and holler at me, man.
Yeah, I got a couple questions for you.
What's good, Shark?
What's up? The first one is, do you think Bakram could beat Boots at 154?
Bakram?
Yeah, Bakram.
Nah.
Nah.
I think I got Boots winning at 154. I don't really think a lot of guys could beat Boots, man. I think when Boots is on his A game, bro, I don't think a lot of guys can beat him.
So how Boots gonna take out the win? What you think?
You said what?
How Boots gonna take out the win? Like, what you think? How you gonna win?
Against Bakram?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be slick. He gonna use that jab. Remember when Boots fought Stanionis, Boots threw like 20 jabs in like 30 seconds, man. So if Boots can keep that beautiful jab, moving angles, and can be slick, I think he wins. I think it'll be a good fight, but I think he wins.
Another question. Do you think Tank retiring after this fight with Jake Paul?
No.
No.
I think he takes some time off, but I don't think he retires. Like, and the reason why I say that is because Tank deep inside is a fighter, right? And he's still young, you know. So I don't think that he would. I think at some point in time he's going to miss a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Do you think no one at 154 could beat Boots? As Eddie Hearn said, nah, I'm out.
I think his biggest trouble is Virgil at 154.
Facts.
That's the only person that I really think gives him a hard time is Virgil. I think anybody outside of that, I think he wins.
All right. Lamont says Lamont and Ryan both came out. It was like they willing to fight each other. Bad good, Pitbull good. It's a big fight. Who you think winning that?
Lamont and Pitbull?
No, Lamont and Ryan. Garcia.
I got Lamont.
Got Lamont?
Yeah, I got Lamont winning that.
How you think he gonna win, champ?
I think he gonna outbox him. I think he gonna outbox Ryan. I like Ryan, but skillfully, I just don't think he could beat he'll beat Roach.
All right, last question. Lamont came out, he said Tank, he not worried about Tank no more. He's a pussy.
Appreciate the heart meat.
He's a pussy to the sport of boxing. And he was like, Tank, he lives rent free in Tank's head. What you think about that?
How you gonna call him that? And the man fought you, bro. The man fought you already. He fought you. I mean, I get the rematch and all that stuff like that, but here's my thing, bro. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this on here. Y'all could agree or disagree with me. I don't think Tank is scared of nobody. What I think Tank has a fear of, or where he second guess is like Tank don't want to get embarrassed. I don't think it's the fighter himself. It's
100%.
I think Tank's just afraid. I think Tank is afraid to be a meme or something. Like if Tank gets dropped, I think his heart was shattered. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Because remember when he leading up to the fight with Ryan Garcia, remember he said that like he was a little worried about getting dropped and then becoming a meme and everybody coming at him crazy and stuff like that. But here's my thing, y'all. When you fighting in this sport, you can't have that type of mindset. Like, forget that, bro. You get dropped, man. So the greatest fighters hit the canvas. People think like, and they got this mindset like Floyd, but technically Floyd been dropped, right? He got dropped by Zab, right? You said Sunshine said Tank got dropped. Tank didn't get dropped. Who Tank got dropped by? I ain't never seen Tank get. Now, if you're talking about the amateurs, I know he got dropped in his amateur, right? But I think that's very weak minded, right? Like forget, like you gonna be a meme. Okay, so what, nigga? You a meme? You a fighter? It happens.
Yeah, I think he's worried about more than the fans than the sport. You don't have no love for the sport anymore, as he said out of his own mouth. But Lamont.
Yo, Sunshine Roach did not drop. Look, what are you talking about? Roach did not drop Tank. Where did he drop him? He didn't drop him. Tank didn't even get hit by the shot.
What I'm about to say. Damn, I forgot what I was about to say. What I was saying?
You talking about Tank?
Trying to remember. My bad.
Now you go. He beat Tank without the knee. Sunshine said denial. Ah, crazy. You need glasses, brother. Respectfully, bro. He didn't get hit. They didn't call a drop on May versus Zab. Yeah, I know, but that should have counted. That should have counted as a knockdown as well too, because technically, Floyd's glove hit the canvas, so that should have been a knockdown. Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Lamont, he's tight right now because he want that big payday. He went from about to get $1 million payday if he rematch Tank to getting like a 100K something, fighting not 100K exact, like 400K, 500K, fighting Pitbull Cruz. So he's just tight right now. You gotta let him get his underwears loose for a second, man.
I would be mad too. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like you had me waiting, sitting. I'm thinking the fight gonna happen. Because Calvin Ford also said that they was training for the Roach fight. Then they got presented with another opportunity. That's what Calvin Ford said. Said they was training for the fight. They got presented with the 50 mil. They said, okay, well, Tank was like, oh damn, I could fight him for 50 mil. Let me go fight him. You know what I'm saying? So I would be mad too. But my thing is with Lamont, bro, you don't need Tank to thrive, bro. There's a lot of fighters. There's a lot. Lamont can thrive without Tank. Lamont, look, check this out. Lamont can arguably be one of the faces of boxing. He has, right. So if he stays on the right path and he beats the guys, then let's say he go fight Teofimo. He beats Teofimo. Let's say he does that. Then he can fight Shakur. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Sometimes it's not about losing. Sometimes it's about how you lose. Because if he loses, let's say he loses to Shakur, but he puts up a hell of a fight. That's a win. You know what I'm saying? That's a win. If it's neck and neck, people got, you know what I'm saying? People will have no other choice but to respect.
Facts. I agree, bro. I see what you're saying. The decision was good enough for Lamont by itself for him to get his name out. You see Ryan trying to fight now. Pete about to get a fight with Pitbull. The decision was good enough. He don't need it. He don't need the rematch. But the rematch would just stamp him. But he's already out there. So
the reason why I want to see I would like for Lamont to get the rematch, bro, is because I think it was well deserved. I think he went in there and he proved himself. He proved himself like, yo, I belong here on the stage. And he fought at the Barclays Center, whole bunch of people there. You know what I'm saying? And he showed out. You know what I'm saying? He didn't run from Tank. He wasn't scared of Tank, right? Like he did what he was supposed to do. Trey said, you know how Jake lost one fight? They might make it so that way Tank loses one fight too. Well, this is an exhibition, so ain't gonna be no losses. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This could look like a sparring match. You know what I'm saying? And they could fool everybody. You know, I know they say Tank not doing no scripted fight or whatever the case may be. I also feel this way. I feel like if there's an opportunity for Jake to knock out Tank, I feel like he's gonna take it. Because that'll be a viral moment for him. That's good for his business. Right? Like Jake to me is like an opportunist. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, right? But if he has an opportunity to knock out Tank, that's why I want Tank to take it serious. Because let's just say they freaking was behind closed doors, and Jake's like, yo, listen, let's just make this, whoop-de-whoop. And then Tank is he not aggressive with it. I could see Jake Paul like, let me knock this dude out because I know it's going to be a viral moment for me.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's true or not, but they said the Virgil Ortiz and Boots fight was close to happening.
Yeah, they say that. Roach was robbed. I don't think Roach was robbed, in my opinion. I don't think Roach was robbed. If you count the knockdown, yes, he was robbed. If you don't count the knockdown, you leave it as it is, I don't think he was robbed. To me, I had it a draw. Now, I mean, I know everybody, everybody's so gun-hill on Roach, and Roach gave Tank a great fight and stuff like that. But to me personally, without the knockdown, I think it was a draw. And the reason why I feel like it was a draw without the knockdown, because I don't think neither fighter did enough to win that fight. Like, when you fighting the champ, you got to come and beat the champ. We know how this boxing game is. And I don't think Tank did enough to beat Lamont as well, too. Kai says 10-2 Roach. Nah, I can't. That's crazy. That's diabolical. 10-2 is crazy.
And the Charlo fight never got canceled, who do you think would have won?
If the Pacquiao and who fight?
The Charlo fight never got canceled.
Damn, bro. What year we talking about?
I think this was like the start of this year or last year.
I'm gonna have to give it to Charlo.
Charlo?
Yeah.
Hey, who you think anyway next opponent should be?
Anyway, fights at what? 130?
He fights at, I think he does.
Yo, chat, let me know what weight class does Inoue fight at? Do you think he sold out for a rematch? Do I think Tank sold out for a rematch? Man, that's a good question, man. I don't know. I know them guys is
He fights at 122. Yeah, 122.
122. I know Lamont and Tank have history. You know what I'm saying? They have history. So, sometimes that could be funny. But from what it sounds like Lamont not jacking Tank at all. Like he's on record saying like, yo, F him and this, that, and the other. Like he could care less for him and all that stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So how he was mad that Tank disrespecting him. Like, I get it's a sport, but I don't do all that disrespecting stuff.
Yeah.
What you mean you don't do all that disrespecting stuff? Nigga, it's boxing. You want to fight the son or not?
Yo, I'm with you, Shaw. Like I'm with you. Like it's like I feel like a lot of fighters these days is very sensitive, right? I come up in an era, even when like we play sports, we play ball and stuff like that. We outside, we in the park. Even with your right hand man, you talking crazy. Like, yo, bro, you ass, you trash. Like, you can't see me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the nature of the sport. We can't be in combat sports and we getting too sensitive.
100%.
Yo, Cash, what's good, bro?
It's good, man.
Ain't nothing. I'm chilling, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
you know who Zaquin Moses is, boxing legend?
Who?
Zaquin Moses.
Oh, Zaquan Moses, yeah.
Yeah, bro. I heard he on the card for Boots versus LIMA fight.
Yeah.
Antonio. He fighting Antonio. How you think that fight gonna turn out?
I got Zaquan winning.
Got Zaquan?
Yeah, I got Zaquan winning.
Do you think the Paul and Tyson fight was rigged?
Yeah.
I mean, Tyson.
Go ahead, Sharp.
Tyson, I'll say this. Tyson, I think Tyson would do that to his legacy, but at the same time, for him to come back and fight, he definitely showed that he needed the money. So I don't know. I'm not just gonna put no allegations out there though. But
I don't know, man. He was buying his glove way too much. I mean, I know he did that. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like they scripted it, man. Because there's no way just to get like Jake Paul's career up. Because there ain't no way.
Now there was a rumor. Now I'm not sure if this rumor is true. There was a rumor that was floating around saying that Mike Tyson said that Jake Paul paid him an extra $10 million to hold his punches back.
I believe it.
damn.
I believe it. I mean,
Perfection said Tyson said he didn't care about his legacy. That's a fact. He said, "What's legacy?" You know, remember Floyd said, "Legacy don't feed your family."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think, hey, boxing legend and Cash, do y'all think in these days, like in this time, do y'all think that belts matter as of right now?
wait, what matters?
Belts.
Like titles?
Yeah.
No, it just. I mean, it's an achievement. That's for sure. You earned it, but don't matter too much. I mean, what matters is your record, man. That's the main thing in boxing is how many your winning record.
Yeah, fact.
Yo, Juan Broker said Tank and Terrence. What about Tank and Terrence? Should they fight? I don't want to see that fight. That'd be crazy.
I think Tank is gonna destroy Paul if they fight.
Quick question: Jake Paul does he do rematches? He ain't never had. He fought Tommy Fury twice. That was a rematch. Derek Dennis said no, titles don't matter unless you need them to elevate to a bigger name.
Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to say.
Let me get Iceman. Yo, Knight, what's good, bro?
What's up, Iceman?
Yo, Knight, you there?
Yo, what's good?
Iceman, what's good, champ? How you feeling?
Chill. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Talk to me, bro.
Man, this is what I gotta say, right? I think people are, a lot of people are hating on Tank and they turning up on him, and I get it, cause like, it looks like he dug in that Lamont Roche fight, but the way I look at it, right, is if we don't got Tank in boxing, right, in terms of like his generation, right, like his peers, right, like the Shakurs, the Devin Haney's, like Ryan Garcia, whoever you want to name, right. Tank sell the most pay-per-views. He's the draw at the end of the day. So if we don't have Tank after this Jake Paul fight, boxing takes a bigger L. You know what I'm trying to say? So all these people out here that are trying to make it seem like, oh man, we don't give a fuck about Tank, man. Like, you feel me? Like, it don't matter what he do after. It's like, it kind of do, because he's the biggest draw. We just seen Terrence and Canelo put up like the biggest boxing fight, of the last decade. So, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if we want something like that, we need Tank. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that when we see Tank going back and forth, like with Shakur, I'm hoping that that's just a build-up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping for. Because I know after this Tank and Jake Paul fight, Gervonta's stock is about to go more up. Maybe not as a boxer, but in terms of his fame. A lot more people are going to be, watching him. Some people, they don't know him, because of this until it's Jake Paul fight, at least the younger generation. So that's how I'm sure.
That's a good take. And the reason why I like that take, bro, is because now when I look at the energy of Tank bring a different type of energy, right? Like, especially to like to the press conference, his demeanor and all. I didn't like with the whole roast thing because I think he was just a little too friendly. But prior to that, like, you don't really see too many guys that really bring that type of energy. Like, yo, I'm coming here to whoop your ass, man. And I'm gonna talk crazy. I'm gonna disrespect you up here. All that. Like, Tank just bring a different type of aura that self fights as well too, right? You know, a lot of other guys they good in the ring, right? Like you got Devin Haney, you got Shakur, but there's a part of being a salesman as well too, right? There's a part of hyping the fight and all that stuff like that. And Tank just bring that. When Tank fight, it's a party. It's like with Floyd. When Floyd fought, everybody came out. You know, it's the energy behind the fights that I'm looking at as well too. So I think that's a solid take, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I feel like, like you could like critique him if you want. That's cool. But to say that, oh, this man is like ducking, and like I've been seeing like, Max Kellerman, like he's on like his whatever, like inside the ring show and whatever, and he's like, yeah, Lamar Roach, like because he interviewed Lamar Roach. And he's like, oh yeah, you won that fight, like, and I take it as a win. It's like you're taking so much away from Tank that like if Tank were to like now, like let's say promote a fight between him and Shakur, whatever, he's not gonna do business with like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like he's not gonna take these interviews with like a Max Kellerman or any of these guys because so many of these people are like writing him off, like he ducking Lamar Roach. You know what I mean? And like I feel like he not ducking him because right now, bro, like you said, anyone would take this opportunity in the world. You're dumb as hell if you're not gonna take $50 million to go fight a person who's really not even an elite boxer.
Low key, I seen what people were saying coming out with the 10 retirement movies. I feel like now I could see their scenario. They're probably thinking like Tank doing because like why else would he be fighting that heavyweight? You know, I feel like he's going in for this is his last fight. He's getting the bag and he's leaving.
The thing is, I'm gonna say one thing, right? I think, look, you could say he's leaving, right? He might leave for like a year, right? But with all due respect, Tank don't know shit about boxing. There's nothing else he's gonna do but like think about boxing. And Tank, we know he has a love and hate relationship with social media. So he's gonna like be checking his Instagram and his Twitter, and everyone's gonna be adding him and talking like, "Yo, Tank, fight Roach or fight Shakur, whatever." And eventually, I feel like he's gonna give in. I don't think he's gonna go away for too long because he don't know shit about boxing. What are you gonna do? Look at your child for 10 years? Like that's not how that like parenting works. You're gonna have to like go out there and work, do something. And he's not gonna start a podcast or some shit because you don't like that shit. So I feel like he's gonna be back.
I feel like he's probably gonna hit a Kanye West on this.
Now, but look, and I agree, right? Because boxing is all Tank knows. There's certain fighters where it's like, I'm not saying the man is not smart. He can't start he can't start businesses and stuff like that. Like I could see Tank just opening up stuff, but like really being like that businessman, I don't know. I don't see it. And that's not to knock him, but all he knows is boxing. And like you said, right, like him checking his DMs, like people start to miss that light, believe it or not. They start to miss the limelight. They start to miss everything that comes with it, the after parties, just the attention. They start to miss those things. And Tank is still young, right? He's only 30 years old, so he's still young. So I think he might take some time off because even Calvin Ford said, right, when they asked him on Fight Hype, they said, there's been talks about Tank retiring. And Calvin Ford said, he was like, yo, we see a lot of fighters say they retire and they do what? They come back, right? So he might just take time to his family.
Yeah, boxing money is addictive, bro. We making that much, bro. There's no other option but to come in.
Tank doesn't need to know anything else. He has more money than all of us. That's a fact. But what we're saying is, though, bro, is what else would he do, right? You can have a whole bunch of money, right? But if you're not doing anything, right? I know he's going to be with his family, but if he's not doing anything, he own Block and Be More. That's fine. But what I'm saying is that all he knows is boxing. I'm not saying the man he don't have stuff. That's not what I'm saying, Phil. That's not the argument. What I'm saying is once you know one thing, a lot of times it's hard you try to replace that. You try to fulfill that. So my thing is, what does he fulfill, like Iceman said, for the next 10, 20 years?
And it's like, bro, like they say,
it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah, somebody said.
Yo, bro.
Like, I was just gonna say this, like they saying, oh, like he owned properties and he could do this, he could do that. With Tank, I don't care what he does. the ROI on those properties, like the return on investment on those properties and things of that nature, that takes a long time. It's nothing like boxing money. You go in a training camp for like 6 months, 8 months, and then you fight and you come up like 20, 30 million. So there's nothing like boxing still. If you really look at it, like you could invest in whatever business, but that's going to take a minute. So I feel like Tank is, he's going to feel that urge, like that need to come back in that ring and make that big bag. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it.
I see somebody say clothing brand, man. Tank is late to his own product. He already got fans making clothing brands, making hundreds of thousands off of it already. He's making it for him.
So my thing.
You do have some good fashion taste, though. I will say that.
Now he do. My thing is this, right? Everybody keeps y'all keep mentioning the properties that he has and the money that he has. We understand that he's a millionaire. He got a whole bunch of money. He got more money than all of us combined. Get that. That's not the argument. The thing is, Tank deep inside is a fighter. That's all he knows, right? And then y'all say, "Oh, it's not about who he knows. It's not about what. It's not about what he knows. It's about who he knows." Is that? I get that. That is true. That is very prevalent. But deep inside, Tank is a fighter at heart. There's some guys that are just fighters. They was born to fight. He don't gotta love jack shit, but he's a fighter. He got that in him. He don't have love for boxing. And here's my thing: you don't have to have love for boxing, and you can still box. Right? You can still box. He's not a fighter. So Phil, what is he? If he's not a fighter, then what is he? No. I want to. I know he is, but you know what I'm saying. This is good for my algorithm too, so I like it. About the money, he just wanted paydays. Who doesn't want a payday? Who don't want to pay? So we fighting for free? So we fight. So fighters is fighting for free? Who? Yo, there's a lot of people that don't love their job but go to work. For a check because they got stuff to pay for. They got bills. They got expenses. So who this is prize fighting? You think Floyd was a boxer. He loved the sport, but he was also fighting to get that bread. So let's not act like money don't speak. Money speaks, bro. There's a lot of people that's working right now.
I mean, in my opinion, I think he's retiring. So someone he said he don't want to fight the best. I mean, if it was my last fight, I would go for the money fight and not the legacy fight.
Phil said, but y'all saying he would need to come back to it. I never said he would need to come back because I don't know where his money's at. You know, that's on him. I don't know where his money is at, and I don't know how he spent his money. But I do know if he's not financially taking care of himself, he's not putting his money in the right places, he's going to need to come back, champ. And that's a fact. But I'm not saying that he needs to come back right now. What I am saying is that because he's a fighter, I can see him coming back. Let me see. I don't know why is it so hard for these people to understand this isn't a team sport. This is him. That's a fact. Floyd messed up boxing. They upgrade from the streets. Can't fault that. That's a fact. Why you pocket watching?
No. It's not pocket watching, gang. It's on Google and every other thing. I hope you know that. Not the
you know what's so funny is like in boxing, this ain't like the NBA where a player signs like a 7-year or 5-year contract. We got to talk about the money because the money makes the fights. It's like you get paid per fight. You know what I'm trying to say? So we're just saying like the biggest money fight for Gervonta is against Jake. Now, having this conversation though, I do see maybe Tank takes a weird route where he does these, exhibition matches, like, I don't know, against like a Manny Pacquiao or some shit like that. Like, I don't know, like, he does like these, like, weird fights with like, celebrity boxers or something like that. I don't know. Can he take that route? Possibly. But I feel like he's gonna get that hunger back in him. That social media slander is like, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna come back and show these people, what it is. You know what I mean? Even if he don't take the rematch with Lamont, which I think he should do that. But even if he come back and fight Shakur, I still think that's a big fight.
Yeah, in my opinion, somebody said Floyd going boxing. I think viewer-wise, you can say that. But fighting wise, I mean, this man Tank is making $50 million. I don't think he's missing a boxing for Tank. $50 million ain't too bad.
You know the crazy part. The crazy part about this is that people are saying Tank sold out because he took the Jake Paul fight, right? But in the same token, y'all got professional fighters that's making good money. Shakur Stevenson being one of them said he would have took the 50 mil. Stephen Fulton also said he would have took the 50 mil, and a lot of other fighters would have took the 50 mil. But if we say it, we don't know what we talking about. We casuals. But then yet again, y'all got professional fighters that said they would have took the fight. They would have took the 50 mil because they would have looked at it as easy money. Let me get Jake Paul real quick and then let me go fight. Let me move on. Go ahead, Knight.
I'm here to tell you something. The fight is fine. Honestly, I would take the fight if I was saying games. But I'm talking Jake Paul picking smaller fighters to fight. He's a fucking heavyweight, and he has faced one heavyweight.
Yeah, Jake Paul is the real fucking joke of boxing.
Nah, because he's gonna use this excuse now and be like, "Oh, I fought someone in their prime," and da. But you're not telling the other part of the story, like the weight differences was wild.
Everybody fights for money. I mean, who the hell wants to fight for fun? Like boxing, let's just say.
Yeah, listen. All I gotta say, I feel like money. See, if you're a boxer, to me, money should be the. Of course, it's gonna be important to feed your family, but that's not to go to boxing. Yeah, but
listen, you gotta realize boxing is some last people. Boxing is some last people hope. That's their last people hope of making it in life, bro. Like some people, they can't even. They need boxing as their fun to life, bro. Like they need the money.
Hey, I think Gervonta, we need to stop talking like he's still a boxer. Like before he even fought Lamont, he was talking about how he's trying to go through therapy. He's not trying to fight no more. He's trying to retire, right? Then he fights Lamont. His head it don't seem like he's completely in it. We know he's struggling with some mental health stuff. He's been talking about it, and I think that draw was kind of trying to break the camel's back. And now he's like, let me cash out and be done. Like. I feel like we're talking like this isn't a real fight. Jake Paul fights exhibitions with like set rules. This ain't a real boxing match. Jake on nobody's record. And the weight class is crazy. So in my opinion, this is his cash out and then he's done. I mean, the thing is, like, we're not talking specifically, you're right though, like this fight is kind of, irrelevant, right? But where I'm coming from is why are we acting like Tank don't matter to the boxing world? Those other guys, as great as they are, Shakur, Devin, and whatever, they not pulling the numbers in the draw that a Gervonta Davis can. So it's like we do need him in the boxing world. As much as people hate on him or call him that he's dumping, he's. Huh? I mean, he is dumping. That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's not about this Jake Paul Gervonta Davis fight. It's more about it's about what he does after this fight. Because the boxing world needs him because he's a good draw. People want to see him fight. And you can't lie, he is an exciting fighter. Like even when he does fight, So that's how I look at it, man. It's like we do need Tank in the boxing.
What's crazy, right? Like a lot of people be like, "Oh, he's fighting for money, right? It's not about legacy." So what? And the reason why I say so what is because a lot of people that like boxing is a poor man's sport. Let's understand that. That's number one, right? Number two. When you got a lot of people that's coming from harsh condition, they can like the sport, they love the sport, but what do they always say? I want to get my family out the hood. How do you get your family out the hood? By making money. So money is definitely a top priority for a lot of people when they go into these sports. They like the sport, they love it, it does something for them, but it's like, yo, I want to get my mama out the house, out the hood. I want to put my mama in a big old home. I want to put my parents in a big house. I'm tired of living impoverished. Right? I'm tired of living under these conditions. I'm tired of hearing the gunshots and all this stuff like that. A lot of people go into sports and go into businesses or careers to change their circumstances. So yes, all the belts and everything like that is cool. Like you get a promotion at your job. Okay, it's cool. Right? But the first thing you thinking about is I need to take care of my family. People just go to work. He did that. Okay. And he accomplished that, right? He accomplished that. So why are we mad? We mad. We look. Here's the part. Everybody get mad at Tank because they say Tank hasn't fought nobody. Right? They said Tank hasn't fought nobody. He didn't fight Shakur. Shakur didn't fight Devin. Devin didn't fight Shakur. We hold Tank to a high standard. I don't know why everybody hold Tank to this high ass standard, but then yet again, y'all not putting all these other guys into those same standards. None of them guys have fought each other. Rolly fought Devin, and Rolly fought Tank. Ryan fought Tank, and he fought Devin. But we not holding none of these other guys to the same standard. Shakur hasn't fought Devin. He didn't fight Teofimo yet. I know they talking about, but that fight still didn't exist. That still doesn't exist yet. He didn't fight
Even though he's lost every big fight, that boy Thomas doing that boy is not ducking no smoke.
Who's that? Who's that?
Thomas Dumar, that Puerto Rican fighter.
Okay.
That boy fought Boots.
When
Crawford.
When time come, bro, you gotta realize, bro, when Tank old as hell, and they all these fighters old as hell, you gotta realize who's gonna be the better man than like the one who fucking fought everybody and now got CTE with only like $1 million, and the one that got generational wealth, $50 in his bank account. As legacy do not pay bills.
I mean, I think people are critical of Tank because there was a point where he was saying he was the face of boxing, but he wasn't fighting. He was fighting dudes, but he wasn't fighting the best competition in his weight class. He was kind of cherry picking. I feel like everybody knows there are certain dudes that we think Tank should have fought that he didn't.
Who?
He should have fought Shakur. Shakur's ready to fight.
And again, make it make sense. Shakur hasn't. Who has Shakur also fought?
But what I'm saying is Shakur ain't going around saying he's the face of boxing. He's trying to get there. But Gervonta been saying, now he don't say that no more because I think he's checked out. Now he's ready for money. He says he's just a guy who boxes. But when he was saying he was the face of boxing, he was still ducking. In my opinion, like that's why. Like he looks like a dude like Bud Crawford. Like Bud Crawford ain't duck nobody. Bud Crawford's been trying to fight the best since he started. And like you look at like Tank, and you like I know dudes need to take care of their family, but like look at like Tank, look at Bud. Both of them got to a point where they could take care of their families. Bud, I think, is one of the best of all time because after he got to that point, he was still seeking greatness. It looks like when Tank got to that point, he was trying to stay at the same level. He got complacent, in my opinion. He was chasing the bag. He's not chasing the legacy.
But it blows my mind sometimes, right? Tank has been 8 world champions to Shakur 3 world champions. Tank had been 8 world champions. It's crazy, right? Because when he fought Pitbull, right? Nobody really knew who Pitbull was, but everybody on Pitbull's Johnson right now. Oh, Pitbull's this. Pitbull gonna do this. Pitbull could beat this guy. People's on Pitbull's nutsack. Oh, he fought Lamont Roach. People was like, oh, Lamont. Who's Lamont? Now everybody got Lamont damn near beating everybody at 135 or 140 or whatever the case may be. People want to see Lamont versus Shakur. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy because people like, oh, he never fought anybody. But yet now everybody wants to see Lamont fight. Now everyone is paying to watch Pitbull Cruz fight. But then we sit here and say he never fought anybody. It should be crazy, man.
I don't think he fought people. But I think once he got to the stats where he could pick and choose, he picked the easy fights instead of picking the legacy fights. That's my opinion.
Now I ain't mad at your opinion. I'm not mad at your opinion. But here's the thing. Like prior to the Jake Paul and him saying that he was going to retire, all this retirement stuff like that, right? We act like the man was like 40 years old and the fights couldn't have happened, right? Or couldn't have still happened, right? We didn't even give so much grace for everybody else for them to take their time and make this fight happen and fight this person. Shakur never ran it back with De Los Santos, right? He never ran it back with De Los Santos, so everybody is mad at Tank for not giving Roach the rematch.
A rematch on a tie is a little bit different than a rematch on a win. You know what I'm saying? You got something to prove as a man, as a boxer.
Yo, but it's also how you win, right, Marcus? It's also about how you win and how you lose. People thought that Shakur ran, and people thought he was scared. He didn't really. That wasn't one of Shakur's best fights. What did Floyd do when Floyd fought Castillo, and everyone was saying Floyd lost that fight or whatever the case, or he didn't look good or whatever the case may be. Floyd ran it back. I get it, but I'm just saying, yo, bro, sometimes we got to hold these fighters to the same standard that we holding other fighters to. You know what I'm saying? Shakur couldn't say that he was the face of boxing, bro, because he didn't get that title yet. He didn't get that he didn't get that recognition at the time because he kept calling Tank the A-side. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a big draw and I'm making all this money and everybody calling me out and I'm winning in spectacular fashion and I'm knocking these dudes out and my stock is crazy, arguably you can say I'm the face of boxing because I'm breaking that. Remember, boxing is a business. So it's also about how many asses you can put in them seats.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, after Ryan Garcia, after that fight, when he said it, like, we said absolutely, yeah, you're right. Like at that point, yeah. It's as a face of boxing, I would love to see him go about it in a different way. Like, I feel like once he got to that point, he was happy where he was at. He wasn't, seeking nothing crazy. Like Bud, you see, every time he gets a new weight class, he's looking for something crazy, something new. And maybe I should stop putting him on that type of, comparison because people who are great and other people who waste no time. I think that's just a difference. I feel what you're saying. Have y'all seen the press conference where Tank said that he did not want to be a world champion? That was never his goal. Yeah, he wanted to be a Jackie star? That what he said. Tank said in the press conference that he does not want to be, he never wanted to be a world champion or wanted to hold all the belts. Like, he's only in it for the money. He stated that before. So it makes a lot of sense on his part. Yes. You understand you're paying all those fees for those belts. Those belts are not free. No matter what, you're gonna pay all those fees for those belts. Guess what? Mayweather did it too. It's a waste of money. Everybody knows no matter what, bro. When Mayweather beat Pacquiao, he beat him. Everybody's like, okay, he beat Pacquiao. You think Mayweather needs the belt to solidify his greatness? There's no way. So why, if you're a champion and you look at it at a money standpoint, why would you even keep the belts? Exactly. You beat the dude, vacate that shit, let someone else have that bullshit. Exactly.
And at the end of the day, man, like it's like what Tank said after that. At the end of that Roach fight, they love you, then they hate you. Turn around, they love you again. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. The man caught a draw, and everybody act like the man got knocked out and turned it to everybody. You see how fast everybody turned their backs on him? Tank didn't.
They gotta chill, bro. It was a draw, controversial draw.
You know what it is now? It's like back in the day, people paid the money to watch Mayweather lose. You see what I'm saying? So they've been waiting for Gervonta to slip up. So now that it looked like, okay, he got a drop. Oh, look at him now. He ducked it. He this, he that. But Gervonta, in my eyes, his mentor was Floyd. He was on private jets with Floyd. So he's really looking at it from a business perspective. And one more thing I'm going to say. Of course, we want this Shakur and Gervonta fight to happen in their primes, right? But when you look at the Terrence Crawford-Canelo fight, when you look at the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, that should happen later in their career. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like you could see that Gervonta Shakur fight still happening, but who knows? Maybe Tank is playing that Mayweather type of game where it's like, yo, give it another 2-3 years. Like down the line, let me take this like money fight here, the biggest like payday, and then let me go face this guy in 2 years when I'm like 32, whatever, and Shakur's in his 30s. I think he's trying to do like get as much money as possible before he takes any risk for real in his career. Like this expedition with Jake Paul is not going to go against his record at all. You know what I'm saying? So like, why wouldn't he do it for $40 million or whatever he's getting paid? Like I'm a boxer myself. I personally would take all the fights I could, even if I'm trying to be the world champion, create a big legacy. I'll get all the money I can. That's what we're all doing for. It's a job at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, let me read the comments real quick. Now I feel you. Let me read the comment real quick. Kenny said, "Let me ask you this: what's a bigger fight, Tank, for Tank, Shakur or Roach? Shakur. That's a bigger fight.
Shakur Stevenson would be a bigger fight just because the name's bigger compared to Facts. You know what I mean? Like everybody, you could tax just a normal just a person that just watches boxing whenever a big fight comes out. Everybody's gonna know Davis. Everybody's gonna know Stevenson. You know Shakur Stevenson. It doesn't matter. Shakur is a big name, regardless if he's a boring fighter. He's a big name. It's gonna attract fans to sit their asses down, pay pay-per-view, and watch this fight. That's the thing. It's the name that brings it out. Yeah, Roach is clean with it. It would be nice to have a rematch. But damn, dude, like that name is big.
So Kenny says, so if it's about money, why? So Kenny said, if it's about money, why he ain't fight Shakur instead of Roach? Well, you gotta remember, prior to Roach wasn't in the picture like that. Shakur, remember, Shakur was considered boring, right? He wasn't really packing out his the arenas like that, and people was leaving his fight. So it's also about timing, right? Shakur also has some lackluster performance. So it's about your performance. Everything goes into it, right? When it comes to building fights. So you have to say it's about money because he's also fighting Jake Paul for a bigger bag. So that's to answer your question as well too. Because would I fight Lamont for 5 or would I fight Jake Paul for 50? Give me the 50.
I don't think he's ducking Shakur. They got history together. They were in a training camp together. They sparred plenty of times. Shakur did say he got the best tank a couple times, but that happens in sparring.
And I think we talked about it. I think I wasn't on the panel, but I think we talked about it on this live, right? It's like, bro, people like taking Duncan Shakur. Duncan what? What is his threat? Like, I know he's a high guy. He's good defense. But what is he gonna do? What are you gonna do? Knock the fuck out of that tank? Like, come on, what are we really saying, bro? These guys are fighters. They've been fighting their whole lives. Like, as a boxer, these guys don't fear another man, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, and even if they do, like Tank is just not the one to fear someone like Shakur. He's not like a knockout type of fighter. He's more of like a technical, like high IQ type of fighter. So it's like, what is he doing?
I don't know about nobody fearing people. Andrade is the most avoided boxing right now.
Wait, do y'all think Jake and Gervonta is gonna shit on Canelo Crawford in terms of numbers?
No.
No.
A lot of real boxers are starting to turn away from that. This part of boxing, this scene.
So you think Canelo Crawford can have more viewers?
No, I think Tank and Gervonta will have more viewers.
They're not afraid of the fire, they're afraid of the laws. So nowadays, I've noticed if they look at a boxer nowadays and they go like, oh, he can potentially beat me, they're not fighting.
Not fighting.
You're right.
I know y'all was talking about.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know y'all was talking about.
Wait, hold on. Let people go. Go ahead, Pete.
Okay, I know y'all was talking about Tank and Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
What's y'all outcome? Like, who y'all got in that fight?
Tank by knockout.
Against Jake Paul?
No, Shakur.
Not Tank by knockout, but I do think Tank. Yeah, I think Tank will probably drop him out and knock him out. I got the defense. He moves very well. I don't think he'll knock him out. Who you got, bro?
Man, I got Shakur. I got not no knockout. I got him by unanimous. I just feel like Tank be losing too many. I feel like Tank be losing too many rounds. That's why he having to go for the knockout. So yeah, you keep going into a fight like with Shakur, you can't take off no rounds. You gotta come with it the whole 12.
You know, though, bro. I do think he be losing some rounds, but I do think sometimes or a lot of times it be strategical, right? Like say when he fought Frank Martin, he knew Frank Martin was going to be on his back foot, and at some point in time he was going to get gashed out. So a lot of fighters is going to play to your weakness, right? They let you do your thing, right? I know I'm more athletic, you more athletic than me, or whatever the case may be. You might be stronger, but I know at some point in time I'm gonna get you. Perfect example. When Floyd fought Zab, Floyd said prior to the fight, he said, yo, Zab is only good for 4 rounds. At some point in time, I'm gonna get to him and I'm gonna be able to touch him. What happened? Zab was doing good for the first 4 to 5 rounds. What happened? Zab started to lose his cool, started to get a little fatigue and everything like that. So sometimes it's very strategical. Because if I don't have to rush, then why do I have to? And it's not like, here's the thing, it's not like Tank just like he's just throwing haymakers. His shots is with precision. He sees something in there. Mind you, when he knocked out Cruz and caught him with that crazy uppercut. That was a strategical plan. He was down in the scorecards, but he knew his shot he knew the shot to hit him with. So sometimes things be strategical. I'm not saying that he has to go into that fight every time, but if you've been in the ring before and you box, you know there's a point in time when you know when you smell blood.
I'm not sure if you're gonna give him that smell blood moment.
Nah, and I don't think that. So I think Tank mindset would have to be a lot different going and fighting Shakur.
I think he would hurt Shakur to the body. Slow him down.
I want to get y'all's opinion about something real quick. So I'm thinking about how y'all bringing up Shakur versus Davis, right? Which would be a really nice fight, right? For the fans, right? For boxing and something that people need, right? Okay, now think about it. Somebody said earlier, man, what if they waited out until they're old and all that? You got to remember, that man has a point, whoever says that. Because if you guys remember when it was Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, and that was going to be a big heavyweight fight. And look what happened. Fucking Joshua got knocked out by Big Boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they fucked everything up. Think about it this way, too. Canelo versus, what's his name, Benavidez, right? He's like, oh, I don't want to fight another Mexican kid. Well, it's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. Mexicans will fight fucking anybody. So if he's saying like, oh, I don't want to fight. I don't think he's nothing to me or bullshit like that. It's bullshit. So now he's holding off that fight so he can get a bigger payday. What happened? Crawford came in the game. Fuck that whole thing up now. Do you think fans want to see fucking Canelo versus Benavidez still? Probably not. They want to probably see him fight. They probably want to see Crawford versus Benavidez. Some shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to explain. Like, if people wait that much longer and all that, it's going to be a different story. See, now that piques interest now. It's like, well, fuck, like, if Canelo lost to a welterweight, he wasn't going to beat Benavidez. People are not going to be thinking that, Just the casual fans, and that, well, fuck, let's see what Crawford has to pull up. And I bet Crawford could beat, Benavidez. He already beat his brother. It'd be a good fight. And that's another fight that people would like to see. You know what I mean? But it happens. It's just people play the waiting game, and it's a risk to that. Either you're gonna make money or you're gonna fuck up your pockets later.
Yo, Sunshine says Shakur eyes and feet are too advanced for Tank. I think people really dismiss Tank's boxing ability. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm gonna say this last point. I'll let y'all go. It's crazy how the fans will disrespect Tank's boxing IQ and that he's not just a knockout, like he's not just a one-shot kill. When you have Shakur and a lot of boxers who also said Tank is a better boxer than what most people give him credit for, and that Tank can actually box. But y'all just looking at the knockouts and think that Tank don't have footwork. Tank got one of the best feet in the game. Tank can fight going backwards. Tank can fight laterally. Tank can fight going forward. And he has great IQ. So people will be making it seem like Tank is just like this delusional guy in the ring. He may not be good, when it comes to school, but when it comes to that ring, Tank know what he's doing in there.
Remember what happened with Roland? When Tank was going back, he caught his ass. I knocked his ass down. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of everyone used to say that Mayweather used to just run, but at the beginning of his career, he used to knock a lot of people out. Mayweather used to be aggressive, but people forget about that because he's more defensive. It's the same way.
No, that's a fact. I feel like with Shakur, you can go ahead.
Thank you. I was gonna say we kind of looking ahead, bro. I feel like Jake is a 200-pound guy. Yeah. What if he lands the right hand on Tank and it goes south? Like, I just want your honest opinion for real.
Very possible.
That's a fact.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, it's possible, but I think the thing is, like, Tank, he's been doing this his whole life. I think he will play this whole thing strategic. It's really a circus anyway. So he really just got to go in there, like throwing a few punches, just like go outside the ring. Don't you know what I mean? Don't engage in too much with Jake and like just play strategic, keep your distance. You know what I mean?
Like Jake's coming for that knockout.
I know. It's the same thing. The same thing with Logan Paul versus Floyd.
Yeah.
You stick them next to each other. Floyd's short as fuck compared to Logan Paul. But you saw Logan Paul trying to throw hands with him, and Floyd just kept his cool. At the end of the day, in boxing, bro, like the Paul brothers, and they're doing it for entertainment. They're doing it for money. Great, it's a money thing. But you talking about guys that have been doing this since they were like 8 years old, bro. Like this is like tying their shoes. You know what I mean? So you gotta look at it. Tank Davis is gonna outbox this guy. He's not gonna be in there and say, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna go against a dude that's 200 pounds. And we're gonna just throw it down. Like he's gonna pop his ass. He's gonna move, use the ring. He uses ring generally. That's what's gonna be the scene. Is that a lot of people they just think, oh, Tank just has power. He just only has to catch him. Like, no. Watch how Tank moves, bro. He uses the ring. He uses his head movement. He counters. Bro, that's the one thing, like what they said earlier, like when early in his career, he was knocking motherfuckers out. But as he gets older, you don't have to knock him, but just fucking take your time, the knockout will come, you know?
That literally ties into even the Shakur fight, because it's like people really don't rate. Like they say, oh, Shakur got a high IQ, he got a high IQ. Tank got a high IQ too. Like he's not a high volume puncher. He's not just going out there like I think Legend said or someone said on the panel, like he's not throwing haymakers.
Right.
Every punch that he throws is with precision. He knows what he's doing in that ring. So I feel like, bro, like when it comes to the Jake fight, I feel like he's gonna play strategic. And he's just gonna outsmart Jake in that ring. You know what I mean? Whereas Jake is just gonna throw a lot of punches trying to get that knockout. But I feel like Tank is just gonna, like you said, move around the ring. But in terms of that fight, I think it's gonna be a close one. I don't know who's gonna win that yet, but I think it's gonna be a very, very close fight between Tank and Shakur.
I have a hypothetical scenario. Say Jake wins a decision, since they're gonna have judges ringside. Even though it doesn't go on the record, Jake wins a decision. Where does Tank go from there?
Retire.
Nah, that's crazy. Jake's a big boy.
You said the Jake also lose a decision? He go back and catch another fight with someone else. It's the same thing. They're either love you or hate you, bro. It's the same shit, bro. No matter what. Look at all the boxers. No matter what. When they had an undefeated record and they had their loss and then they came back, it's the same thing, bro. Look at when Canelo fought Bivol. People were like, man, that's bullshit. You know, I can't believe he lost. And then he came back and people loved him again. It's the same thing. So at the end of the day, you know, the one person that is gonna win that fight is just the people that enjoy the entertainment of boxing and fucking Tank Davis. Whatever. What do you get? 40 million? 50 million from that fight?
He getting paid a lot.
Yeah, he getting paid a lot of bread. He getting paid a lot.
Bro, he's gonna get paid. His family, he's gonna take care of his family and his kids and all that. Bro, that's good for him.
Man, you give me 500,000 right now. I'm getting in the ring with Jake Paul, man. I don't even need a mil. Give me 500K and I'm getting in the ring with Jake Paul, man. Shakur said it. He said it in an interview. So a lot of times people was crucifying Tank and Shakur being one of them, but then he go on the podcast and say he would have took the 50 mil. And on top of that, he said he would have beat Jake Paul easily because he said he's been doing it since he was 7 years old. Tank's been doing it since he was 7 years. Tank is going to show Jake Paul. I kid you no lie. I believe Tank going to show Jake Paul that there's levels to this boxing game, bro. I think he's going to show him. You missing Shakur's point. So, Kenny, tell me what Shakur's point is. It's not about taking the money. What are you talking about, bro? That don't even make sense when the man said he would have took it. What are you talking? The man said he would have took it. He just recently said that. So a couple of months prior, Kenny, he said he was dogging Tank. He's stupid, this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be, right? He's a clown for taking the fight. But then in the same time, he turned around and said he would take the fight himself.
Yeah, exactly. It don't make sense.
Bro, hey, boxing, it's all about with these fighters. They always love to lie, bro. You knew that you was going to take that fight regardless. Like, don't sit here and try to talk this resume legacy shit to me. You're going to take the fight, bro. Anybody in their right mind. If I'm sitting here, I've been a pro fighter for 10 years, 5 years, and I've only been making 100,000. I think the most I probably made was like 300,000. And this dude who never boxed before but got a big fan base and a lot of money
sits there and tells me, "Oh man, if you fight me, I'll give you $50 million." Don't sign me up, man. What I got? You want me to sign anybody? Is that what you need? Sunshine said Crawford got Jake by KO.
But yo, let me ask you. This is IQ, Q. This is Q. Yo, Q. Let me ask you, bro. You box? You say you box, right?
Yeah, I box.
All right, cool. Now let's just say hypothetically speaking, man. Let's say Jake Paul do offer you a fight, and he come to you and he's like, "Yo, bro, you know," because let's go with the stage theory, right? Let's go with the stage theory. How would you feel about if he comes to you, he gives you 50 mil, but he's giving you all the stipulations and stuff like that? How would you feel about that? How would you take that?
I'm fighting, bro. I don't care. 50 million? I'll be 50 million richer. $50 million richer. Bro.
Now let me ask you this. Would you abide by those rules? Or would you be like, nah, bro, like I feel like you're gonna try to knock me out, even though you saying X, Y, and Z, I'm still not gonna play with you certain ways. I feel like you may really try to take advantage. Would you have that type of mindset?
I would, yeah, for sure.
And the reason why I'm asking that, bro, is because I feel like Jake Paul is an opportunist. In a sense, let's say y'all say the fight is rigged, but knocking out Tank will do wonders for his promotion and his business and his stock. So he can go behind closed doors and they could, let's say they did talk, and he's like, yo, let's do this. This is the rules. This is the stipulation. I still wouldn't trust that man. Just me personally. Man, well, listen, man. Go with the contract or boost your business up even more. What you think?
Or something like that. Yeah. I mean, I think that was even with Mike Tyson contract. I think it said Tyson can't throw no punches for like the first couple rounds. Yeah. Or something like that. Or he can't knock out Jake Paul. If he knocks out Jake Paul, he doesn't get 20.
Yo, KP was good. Yeah, yo, bro. I don't know if y'all heard, and I don't know if it was true, but there was a rumor floating around saying that Tyson was offered an extra 10 mil to hold back against Jake Paul. But I don't know if, you know, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. Wait, hold on, one at a time. I couldn't hear.
Do you think?
No, I was just saying that this guy, like Jake Paul, comes from the YouTube world. So don't be like surprised if he either posts something like that or he even like, you know, if he goes back on his word, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
you know, you go for the YouTube world, bro. Jake Paul was a wrestler for all years of high school, so the man facts.
No, that's facts, but I'm saying like I don't like. I mean, I try to like knock him out, even though like there's like stipulations and stuff like that. Like this is in that thing, like you know, where it's like, yo, I'm not gonna try to knock you out or whatever. But I feel like Jake Paul, like Legend said, he's gonna try to do that because that's gonna boost his brand. His brand's gonna be like night and day difference if he gets that knockdown. This is the same thing.
Did y'all hear that? No, that's a fact. That's exactly why Tank made the statement that he made. If y'all fuck me over, I'm finna beat your ass and I'm finna beat his ass.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. He did say that. Appreciate the gifts, man. Hey, yo, and Tank also, remember Tank went to Jake Paul's his partner. He was like, yo, what you got on the fight? You know what I'm saying? Tank said, Tank was like, yo, put $2 million up. So I don't know, bro. Tank might go off script, man. If there is a script, he might go off script, man.
Yo, Legends, did you hear that Netflix got like a multi-million-dollar bonus for a knockout? Because Netflix are bored of like the unanimous decision that happened with Jake and Tyson and then Canelo Crawford, so they're putting up multi-million-dollar bonuses for knockouts.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't even know. I know they did that with the Canelo and Crawford fight.
Yeah, they're doing that again for Jake and Gervonta.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
That's stupid.
You said for another mil for 1 million?
No, multi-million.
Oh, multi-million.
That's what Jake said. Multi-million. I'm not.
Came out 3 times.
Let me see. Shakur beats Tank any day, bro. Teofimo Lomo, Devin beat him. And he's not all that.
Who said that?
Why do we say that? Like, it's just race bait. It's just race bait. Honestly,
It's race bait. Yeah, don't fall for it, bro. So you would take a dive for Jake, but not lose the fight. That's
KP said Jake said Javante could use 8 ounces. Yeah, because remember Calvin Ford had to step up and was like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, what's going on with the glove situation? Right? Like, why is Tank? Because I think they was trying to give Tank what 12 ounces or 10s or something like that.
12,
Yeah, 12 ounces. And he was like, "Yo, we're like, what's up with that? Like, give Tank 8, you take 10, and it's an even fight because you already got the big ass weight advantage." So you take 10, Tank takes 8. Tank was like he didn't care either way.
That's low-key smart too. It makes the fight 10 times more exciting.
Right. You got all the advantages. And that's why I said Jake Paul is an opportunist, right? Because bro, you want Tank to take the bigger gloves, but you're the bigger guy. That's crazy, bro.
And y'all already know Jake coming from the entertainment world. He's looking for the knockout. He's looking for the views. Like, Tank gotta be careful because Jake coming. Like, bro, and he's a 200-pound guy, so Tank gotta be careful.
AJ said Tank said 2 million, right? Yeah. He's gonna make a minimum of 50 million to throw this fight. Yo, there's a lot of people that really believe Tank is gonna throw this fight. There's a lot of people think that he's gonna sell out and he's gonna get knocked out on purpose.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Me personally, I just want Buddy to have money, bro. I want him to be successful, bro. Love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not there, bro. Like, he doesn't care about the sport as much. And that's okay, bro. Like, you mean to tell me I have to fight for belts that I have to pay 3% of?
Right. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But you see, a lot of people, bro, a lot of people don't know that. See, you in the fight game, y'all know, and some of y'all that's really into the sport, y'all know, but a lot of people don't realize that you have to pay for these belts.
yeah, there's a whole fee to that.
And it's not just the belt, it's not just the belts, bro. You gotta pay your camp, you gotta pay your manager, you gotta pay your lawyers. There's a lot that goes into this, man. Y'all just think people just walking away with like if he's getting offered 50 mil, Tank ain't walking away with a 50 mil. Like to himself. He's not keeping 50 mil to himself, should I say.
And you know what's crazy, Lennon? A lot of people would sit there and only say one thing. This fighter ducking. No, this fighter want money. You mean to tell me, right, that I'm supposed to say, that's like Boots, right? That's like any fighter that fight Boots. You want me to go in here and fight Jerron Boots Ennis for $100,000? And he's a knockout artist. Not only that, he's hella talented.
Right.
Not saying that I'm not talented. I'm super talented for sure. I'm just, this hypothetical. But you only want me to fight him for $100,000? Man, get out of here. Get out of here, bro.
That's a fact.
Looking at it too, like sometimes it's like, yo, like I'm about to change this guy's life. When I fight him and give him that $1 million fight, I'm about to change his life. And I just feel like Tank is just really becoming more of like a businessman. Is that what we want as fans? Probably not. But like, I just feel like he's really looking at it like a business.
But a lot of fighters, bro, they start to get that mentality, right? Because one, as a man, you got to feed your family. You got to take care of your family, right? So you got to start making better financial situations and taking, more money, right? So let's just say everybody keeps saying they crucify Tank. But what did Frank Martin do? Frank Martin got offered a Shakur fight. But who did he go fight? Tank. Why? Bigger name, bigger bag, bigger stage. I might lose, but I'm going to get a bigger bag. Frank Martin did the same thing. And then people was like, at first they was like, he ducked Shakur. He's afraid of Shakur. But then he went and fought Tank, who has a 98% knockout ratio. He's more dangerous as far as knockout wise. and he took a bigger bag and said, "Yo, I'm about to what? If I fight you, bro, I'm only going to get what 750,000, maybe. But if I fight Tank, I might get 2 million. Nah, give me the 2 mil, bro. And if I get knocked out, it is what it is."
I gotta take about Shakur, bro.
And I like Shakur, bro. I think Shakur is dope. Go ahead, Q. My fault.
I think Shakur is a great fighter.
Yeah.
I think he's a really great fighter. As far as resume is concerned, skill-wise, he has not fought anybody.
What about Zepeda? What about Zepeda, though?
Zepeda, a very volume puncher. He's literally a bigger version with more volume. Oscar Valdez.
It's crazy. As soon as you said Valdez, somebody D Brown wrote Valdez in there. Go ahead, Q. Go ahead.
Like he didn't really fight. Every fighter that he fought is literally tailor-made for him to win. He fights fighters that stay right in front of him, don't have good head movement, don't have good lateral movement.
Dame said, "Are you saying that Frank did the same thing that Tank is doing right now?" What I'm saying is, no, obviously we know Frank is not fighting no Jake Paul. What I'm saying is that people complain about fighters making money, like doing it for the bag. Frank also did it for the bag. That's what I'm saying. So when we talking about when people say, they just doing it for the money. What else am I supposed to be fighting for outside of the legacy, right? Outside of belts. People go to their jobs, they work their 9 to 5s every single day for what? To get paid. Niggas go to work every day to get some money. People in the streets, why? To get some money. So this whole economy, this whole world is doing it so that way they can make a living. I'm just saying, bro, like, yo, legend, these dudes is wild. Bro, it just don't make sense to me, yo. We crucify people in the boxing world because they doing it for the bread. Meanwhile, you wake up every single day to go to your job to make some money. There's people that go to their jobs and they hate their job. They hate their job. They want to slap their boss's coffee off, and they still go to work.
That's a fact. You can have a legacy with no cheese. That's crazy.
Oh man. And y'all gotta remember, yo, Q, you in the boxing world. I used to box as well too. We all know that boxing is a poor man's sport. Not everybody is making money like that. There's not a whole bunch of thousandaires out there in the boxing world. Some people really gotta they gotta box and work at the same time. What's his name? Padley. Padley was working on the skyscrapers prior to the fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Padley was working. You understand what I'm saying? So this Joe, Joe Smith. I used to box in the same gym as Joe Smith. Joe Smith been working for years, and he was doing construction. He wasn't making a whole bunch of money to a point where he's like, "Oh yeah, I can leave my job and then just do boxing." Some people are not fortunate like that, because some people don't have the right people in their corner to be like, "Yo, look, all you have to do is just worry about boxing." Some people don't have that. That's not everybody's story.
Fernando Vargas Jr., he works construction too, if I'm not mistaken. He was out in Las Vegas building one of the casino's expansions or something like that. But he works construction too.
JG said that's why I totally understood when Jared Anderson said he didn't love boxing. Yeah, man. So people gotta people gotta stop this. Oh, they just doing it for the pay. What else I'm supposed to be doing it for, man? Andre Ward and Terrence Crawford just said that in the interview when Andre Ward was interviewing Bud, and then it was like, yeah, you're like, of course I'm gonna fight, but I ain't fighting for free. Like what else are we supposed to be doing this for?
Especially like where Tank comes from. Like, bro, he didn't have parents and shit. Like, he really came from the gutter. Like, and you mad at him for taking a $50 million fight?
What happened?
You said what? Y'all conflating the argument. The issue ain't him taking the fight and going after the bag. It's the timing of taking the fight and going after the bag. Like this fight would have been on the table after rematching Roach.
And if the bag was about it, somebody in the comments said it, but it's true. He could have got 50 mil for fighting Shakur. Turkey was offering him that, but he ducked that. So you can't get mad at fans when Tank said, I got a hit list, Loma on my hit list, Haney on my hit list, Shakur on my hit list. But he ain't fought none of them.
But you know what's, but Justin, but it's,
He set the expectations.
but Justin, it's crazy though. But Justin, it's crazy though, right? Because you'll fight for the fans, but then you get a draw, and then the fans turn their back on you. Now everybody booing you. So at what point in time do you say, "Yo, I'm gonna be in a I'm in a lose-lose situation. I can fight these guys. They're gonna say I fought nobody." That's why Bud was getting tight. Bud was like, "Yo." That's why Bud had all that built up, because everybody kept saying he fought a nobody. He fought a nobody. That's why he had all that. So I'm doing all this to please y'all. Y'all want me to do what y'all want me to do, but at the same time, none of y'all are holding the same fighters that y'all want me to fight to the same standard. So I get scrutinized, I get crucified, but y'all not doing it to the Shakurs of the world. Y'all not doing it to the TOF. Y'all not doing it to everybody. But when it comes to Tank, everybody's in their panties about it.
Tank in the driver's seat. Tank can make these fights happen. Everybody understands. Like even Shakur gonna get the heat soon, but everybody, for the most part, recognize Shakur is chasing these fights. They just ain't fighting them. It's the same thing with Bud. Bud was more angry at the fact that y'all picking apart his resume when he tried to fight all these guys and they was ducking him. So like you gotta understand the context of these things. Like if Shakur can't help that these guys don't want to get in the ring with him because they scared of him.
But you know. But Justin, and I'm not knocking that point. I'm not knocking that. That's a fit. That's fit. But we only go based on when it comes to Tank. Oh, Tank ain't never sent a contract out. Tank ain't never do this. Tank ain't never do that. Why is it that if Shakur says, "Yo, we send a contract, we did X, Y, and Z," it's true on Shakur's side. But if Tank team says, "Yo, we sent this out, we stated this, but they went elsewhere or they did X, Y, and Z," why do people do that against Tank but don't do it? Why is Shakur's word more valid than Tank's? Why everything got to be true when it comes to these guys? And I'm not trying to just defend Tank. I like Shakur, but I just feel like the crucifixion is crazy when it comes to Tank, bro. Like we go above and beyond for everybody else's word, but we just Tank as like, yo, he's ducking everybody.
That's a fact. It's because they were the money man.
But what I'm saying is, how do you know that Tank ain't never sent out no offers? But if Shakur says, yo, we never received an offer, everybody automatically just jump to Shakur's side. How do we know? Nobody's behind. What?
Wait, hold on. My team could sit there and tell everybody that I knocked out Brian Norman. Is it true?
No. Tank's team said they never sent a contract offer to Shakur.
I'm saying
Kenny Ellis said he sent. They
2 weeks ago. Noso said, I think that's the guy's name. He said, no, we didn't send a contract offer to you. That got misconstrued.
I guess because like even in the press conference with Jake Paul, right? Even when the press conference with Jake Paul, and when Calvin Ford had to press Jake Paul, and Jake Paul said, "Oh, we sent X, Y, and Z," and Tank was like, "Nah, we ain't never get that." But Jake was gun ho that, "Oh yeah, we sent this contract, or we stated this in the contract as far as the glove stipulations." So we going based on he say and she say, but none of us is behind closed doors looking at none of it.
You know what else Tank said? Tank said, "I'm cool with the gloves."
He said that during the press conference. In the press conference, he said, right, but because it's like, yo, bro, I feel like I'm gonna beat you anyway. But that doesn't mean that it was stated on the contract. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. But I'm saying I give credence to Jake in this case, because if it was really the case and he's okay with anything, with whatever side glove, then the gloves would have changed before the fight. But the gloves remain the same. Because Tank lies, man, and I don't know why y'all buy into all the capping he do.
I'm not saying I buy into it. What I'm saying is that I never said I bought into it, bro. What I'm saying is that everybody always taking the other fighter's word over Tank's all the time. So everything that they say can be true. We forget that niggas lie all the time. People lie all the time about contracts. But when it comes to Shakur or anybody else, their word is bomb. That's all I'm saying, bro.
So basically what you're saying, Justin, Shakur is right all the time, and Tank is wrong all the time.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in this instance, when it comes to Tank, it's already been proven. Tank team just came out 2 weeks ago in an interview where Shakur was right in front of his face and said, "Yeah, we never sent you a contract." I'm also saying that Tank has been caught in lies multiple times. We have him on videotape saying, "Oh, this is my hit list." But then later on, he said, "I ain't never say that. I ain't never say I got no hit list." He just got caught in a lie with Jake Paul about the gloves. Because if you really didn't,
I didn't hear him say he didn't have a hit list.
Yeah, it happened because the interviewer pressed him. He was like, "No, I ain't never say that. I ain't never say that."
I don't know. You gotta show me, bro. I didn't see that.
You said Ray Dorsey told Shakur that they sent the contract to Shakur? Like that?
They never sent the contract to Shakur.
Oh, you saying they never sent the contract?
Yeah.
Okay. Because in that interview, I feel like Shakur was claiming that.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. Like when you got a proven liar in Tank, you gotta take everything he says with a small grain of salt. Like you really gotta analyze it. There hasn't been that level of cap on Shakur's side or Haney's side. And the reason Tank gets the smoke is because he's the A side. He's the money man, so he can make the fight. If he really wanted to fight, he can make the fight with Haney. He could have made the fight with Loman. He could have made the fight with Shakur. Like I said, Turkey had offered him $50 million to fight Shakur. So if it was about the bag, you could have had it. But he come with the excuse, I don't play on that side. I don't play on that side. They ruined it boxing.
Hey, I got a question.
That offer, that Turkey offered him $50 million. That's not true, bro.
How do you know that?
That's not true.
Why do you say that? But more
I want to ask
importantly,
about that. Jason, you said it's $50 million for that contract.
It never.
Just real quick, he says $50 million for that contract for Shakur versus for Tank. Was that just for that fight, or was it a multi contract deal with like 50 mil? We're gonna give you 50 mil, but you gotta do this and this and this. Was there
that's fair. That's a fair point. I didn't hear the breakdown for that. I assumed that it was just for the Shakur fight. Which would make sense.
There's no official report. There's no official report that he got. So that's
but there's never an official report of these things.
That's the thing. People are investing in that. Okay, the offer was this, but what does it come with? Because if I'm not mistaken, a few years ago, I don't know, a few years ago, they offered Mikey Garcia like $35 million, but it was a 9 contract or 8-fight contract for Golden Boy. Mikey's like, man, fuck that, $35 million. I'm not doing that.
And yo, Doom, real quick, because I think if my memory serves me correctly, Turkey wanted to give Tank a contract. He wanted Tank to come on his side. That's why Tank was so adamant, like, nah, bro, I'm not coming on your side. You want me to do all this, bro? That's when Tank mentioned, yo, you got to send me three Ferraris if you want me to come on that side. Because Tank is so loyal to Al Heyman and the PBC. That's why, like all money ain't good money. And I get, 50 mil or whatever, but it's also about who I'm doing business with as well, too. If I don't really jack you, bro, and I feel like you a scumbag and I feel like this, that, and the other, I might not make the move. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but I might not make that move because all money ain't good money, and bad business could be bad business. If I don't jack with you certain ways, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making excuses for Tank. The only thing that I'm saying, bro, is that I would like for people to hold these other fighters to the same standards, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. Hold these same fighters, because everybody would be like, oh, Tank hasn't fought nobody. Oh, Tank didn't fight Shakur.
Nobody's mentioning, though, that it's the people around them, too, though. These guys ain't making decisions by themselves. The promoters, it's they trainers, they coaches. All these people is involved in the decisions, bro. Like, in Tank's instance, bro, you got to look who he had in his face. he was coming up under Floyd. Floyd telling him, look, man, if they ain't gonna make it worth your while, don't even shoot Floyd. Because at the end of the day, you gotta feed your family. Woo-wah, woo-wah, woo-wah. You know what I'm saying? And then, same thing with Haney. Same thing with Shakur, all them guys. They all got them people in their corners influencing them for the type of decision that they think is best for their careers. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you gotta think about that type of stuff. Like, he didn't want to mess with Turkey because, all them other guys is like, this guy's gonna come over here and he's gonna do this to the business and do that to the business. So Tank being Tank ain't gonna say he's the most educated fella. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna take what he heard from everybody else and he's gonna run that in. And that's why he blew the Turkey. That's why he blew.
Look at what KP said. He said that Floyd told them, if it's gonna be worth his while, you guys gotta look back. Remember Adrian Broner? When he was coming up, he was knocking motherfuckers out, beating them, and he was entertaining. He was an entertaining fighter, talking shit like crazy. He's like, I'm the next Floyd. It was good. But when they put him with Maidana, right? It fucked everything, the whole show up. It fucked everything up. Now, could you imagine if Broner would have beat Maidana, and if he would have beat him, bro, it would have been a different story. A whole different route would have been for AB. But that's the thing. Like, you got to take risk and reward. What are you willing to risk to get that reward? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like, fuck that. Like, why would you put yourself in a position where even if you were to lose, you're going to lose future losses of making extra money or being a bigger name in the future. So it's that type of sport now. It's not like back in the 90s or the 80s and shit. Like, whenever shit like that was like that back in the day. Like, no, it's not like that no more. People look at it like, well, fuck, I can get rich by being this way. You know?
And I like to reiterate a point that somebody made earlier about, like, what it would do for everybody's career. Like, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, if Tank would have gave Shakur or Haney those fights when they was asking for it, if either one of them young bulls would have beat Tank, it would have elevated them so high in the boxing world because they got that win against Tank, you know what I'm saying, coming up as a young guy that it would have did, in my opinion, if Tank would have beat either one of them at those particular times. You know what I'm saying? I'm already y'all trying to become the guy, you know what I'm saying? There's other guys y'all can shoot for, but y'all shooting for me. And that's gonna make
and the reason why and KP, the reason why they shooting for him because he's the money guy, right? So a lot of guys, let's say with Floyd, a lot of guys knew they probably wasn't going to beat Floyd, but they know that bag was going to be crazy. So let me talk my talk. I'm not saying that's Shakur's case. I'm not saying that's Devin's case. What I'm saying is that when you are the guy, now look, everybody's calling out Bud's name, right? Because even if they do lose, they know there's a big bag that come with that loss as well too. So let me talk my talk in the same time. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that, because I want to bite them in. We know that boxing is a business, right? Boxing is an extreme business. So a lot of people, from a fan's point, I could understand us saying like, "Yo, Dan, I would like to see I'd rather see Tank fight with Lamont in a rematch for sure. I'd rather that fight over Jake as a fan." But as a person that's like, yo, bro, if you got to take care of your family and you're going to get off a bigger bag, do what you got to do. Because guess what? Tank ain't the only one that did this in his career. Muhammad Ali also done it. Other fighters have took exhibition fights, but nobody said anything about them guys. Tank ain't the first one to do it, and he won't be the last.
Floyd did it.
Whatever, it could be at the back end of their career, whatever. They still did while they was fighting. They still did it while they was fighting. It could be at the back end. I never said when at what time, but they've done it.
Man, we know they trying for we know they trying for some kind of free.
So look, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Because I was young during that time, but I remember it very vividly. I just want to ask y'all since y'all older than me. What year did Floyd start boxing? What year did he start boxing? He started in the 90s, right? Like the late 90s? Yeah. Oh, you talking about pro? What year did he start?
It had to be 96 or 97, bro. He finally did.
96.
Yeah. So I think it was like 96. All right. So look. check it out, right? What year did he decide that he wanted to go to WWE?
Exactly. It was right there.
He's retired though. Oh, so
you know what I'm saying? Right after he broke his hands. Right after he broke his hands.
Wait. That was when he was young, bro. After he broke his hands, he was still young.
Floyd was still young, yeah.
He was still young.
Floyd retired at that time.
So you mean if Floyd would have retired at that time, would we would have had the same thought of Floyd now that we would have had when he retired at that point in time?
No, I'm saying he did retire. He went to WWE while he was retired.
You're missing the point. What I'm saying is, at that point in time, if he would have kept his retirement at that point in time, he would have still just been a Floyd. Like, we wouldn't have looked at him as the greatest boxer or one of the greatest boxers.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
He was able to do that at that point in time when he was young. Why is it a problem with Tank?
There's two issues. Tank didn't retire. If Tank retired and did this, it'd be a totally different thing.
Man, Floyd retired like 500 times and came back. Floyd retired like 500 times and came back. And like Calvin Ford. At the end of the day, Floyd retired like 500 times and still came back. And like Calvin Ford said in the interview, you hear a lot of fighters say that they're going to retire and then do what? They come back. So sometimes their retirement is just like, yo, I need some time, right? I just need some time away from the sport. Let me get with my family. Let me get my body back together. I feel like my body is doing X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the other. Floyd still had, he came back and still fought a lot of great fighters, right? He fought Marquez, he fought Pacquiao, he fought a lot of these other guys, but nobody mentions the WWE shit, right? Nobody mentions that when he went to wrestling. You can say, oh, he retired, but Floyd was also, you could arguably say that he was still in the prime of his career when he retired. And he went to WWE and then came back and fought. Floyd wasn't washed when he came back.
Hold on, because I never finished my point. One reason that Tank is getting criticized for this Jake Paul fight is because he's doing it in the middle of his prime. The other reason he's getting criticized is that he just came off of a loss.
He didn't lose. It's a draw.
Let me finish. It's a draw in the books, but everybody knows who's everybody fighting.
But that's by the fans. The fans, there's people that think that Tank won the fight. So then what? There's a lot of people that think Tank won the fight. So we can't say, okay, in everybody's eyes, everybody knew Lamont Roach won. There's a lot of people who think that Tank won and that Roach didn't do enough. Most people have the fight 7-5 either way. And then you have some people that says it was a draw. So we can only go based on what's on paper. We can have our own emotions. You can feel like Lamont won. I could feel like Tank won. But at the end of the day, neither one of our opinions matter because it was a draw. So even if we think Lamont got robbed or whatever, and also to add to this, Mayweather was still in the prime of his career when he retired, but nobody said anything. He didn't fight Pacquiao yet. When Pacquiao was knocking shit out,
You know what it is, bro? I'm gonna say this. Tank is doing the same thing that Floyd has done, but just in a different way. In a different way.
Tank career is on a spiral, bro. Tank got all kinds of outside things going Garcia to Roach, bro, and that's supposed to be your big money fight. And from that, bro, like no way, bro. One thing I want to go back. People had to go back and look at Roach fights to be like, oh yeah, he alright.
To be fair, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm gonna be honest because I live in Tampa, right? So Lamont fights in Pro Box. Pro Box is technically here in Plant City, Tampa, Florida. I see Lamont a lot. So like I've known Lamont. Like I'm going to his fights and everything. Lamont is like that. So I already knew who Lamont was before the fight, but I see what you're saying.
So he a big fish in a big tank. Is what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was one of those cities that can self-sustain itself and make it look big on yourself.
It's crazy, right? Because prior to the fight, and majority of Tank's interview, he kept telling everybody, yo, Lamont is like that. He never took Lamont lightly. He said, yo, the nigga could fight. He said, just because y'all haven't heard of him doesn't mean that he's not nice. Now look, showing up, Lamont went in there and did his freaking thing. Now everybody's on Lamont Johnson. Like Lamont is like the next biggest thing right now, right? So when I'm seeing people in the comment section talking about Tank resume is trash, but yet again, people was like, yo, Lamont is this, Lamont is that. Pitbull Cruz is this, Pitbull Cruz is that. Ryan Garcia was knocking shit out. We acting like as if the nigga, he's beaten 8 world champions to Shakur's 3 world champions. But yet again, he's a nobody. Or he hasn't fought nobody. And like Bud said, everybody keeps saying that we fighting a whole bunch of nobodies. Are they nobodies or they just make them look that way?
I had a quick question for Justin, right? Because he said, yo, Tank, you should have took this type of fight at the back end of your career. But if we've taken this to the real world, what are we called?
Wait, what are we calling world champions? Rolly was a champion. My fault. Hold your thought. My fault. Rolly was a champion. Garcia was a champion. Pitbull Cruz was a champion. Barrios was a champion. Those were champions. I can't remember the rest, but those was champions. So we sit here and say, oh, he hasn't fought anybody. He has fought a whole bunch of world champions. That's why Bud didn't let nobody disrespect and Santa Cruz. That's why Bud didn't let nobody that's why Bud wasn't jacking when Canelo was disrespecting the champions that he beat. He was like, okay, when he mentioned Victor Postal, everybody was laughing at that. But Victor Postal was knocking shit out, right? When he fought Ricky Burns was knocking shit out. That's why some of these fighters be standing 10 toes down like, yo, just because you don't know them or you don't think they such and such, don't mean that they're not champions or they wasn't good fighters. I just made them look ordinary. There's fighters that just have this. There are fighters that just have supreme talent that make good fighters look average. What Bud did to Canelo, he made him look average, and that's a fact. But Canelo is what? Canelo is a legend and he's a champion. So hold the same standard to everybody, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact. I just he also fought Leo Santa Cruz and he fought what's the name? Pedraza.
Yeah, right. And he fought Pedraza. Mind you, he fought Pedraza, Q. He fought Pedraza when Floyd was banking on Pedraza to beat him. Shakur, Tank didn't want to take the fight because he knew that they was going on, they was on the other side. So imagine that. Your own promoter, the nigga that's your mentor, the dude that's your mentor, and he's supposed to be guiding you, but also he's setting you up for failure. Come on, man, cut the cap. And Pedraza, my fault, Q, my fault. And Pedraza was asked, why did Floyd have him beating Tank? If he was so asked, why did he have Pedraza beating him? So when we say, oh, these fighters, he fought nobody, Pedraza was a somebody.
And then people like to bash Gamboa at that time. Y'all do know Gamboa was on the pound for pound list. Y'all know that, right? Gamboa at one point was.
But when you seen Gamboa do the stanky leg, he lost all his reputation. So you know what I'm saying?
take the notion that Tank wasn't Tank when he fought Roach. If he been telling y'all all throughout the interviews, I'm not taking this guy lightly. Y'all gonna know who he is. But somehow, being that the fight was close, now, that wasn't the Tank that fought Frank Martin.
I'm not saying that, but they know each other, bro.
No, I know you probably didn't say it, but that's a common
all that with each other, bro. So it's not like he was going in there with somebody that he ain't
exactly.
He ain't never do hands with. It was familiar territory to him. So it's just like, that's why I say he didn't fight with that. I mean, of course he was throwing knockout shots, but you throw knockout shots in sparring. Man, what I'm talking about, when you go in that ring and you don't literally fight the next motherfucker down, my man, the next dude standing across from you, it's a different story. But when I'm sitting there talking to your mama 2 nights before, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to throw the same kind of spice on this punch that I was going to throw. Unless I'm Bud Crawford, that's the only difference. But, I don't think he went in there as the same Tank, bro. I don't. No.
Hey, can I say something about Shakur real quick? Just real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I think Shakur was scared of De Los Santos. What? Nah. I'm gonna listen. Hold on. Wait.
Let him finish.
Hold on. I'm gonna break it down, right? It's just simple. It's very simple. So his hand was hurting during the fight, right?
Broken during the fight.
Broken.
His hand was broken during the fight. Okay, that's cool. So what happened with the Artem fight? When his hand was hurt? And he still stayed in the pocket the whole time.
Yeah, because Artem doesn't punch as hard as De Los Santos. That don't mean he was scared.
Whoa, wait. What?
Just because he doesn't punch as hard as him, don't mean that he was scared.
I need to be moderated.
Wait. If a person
Super
is
C.
hard, doesn't that mean I'm
Hit me up, though.
Let me ask you this. Was the fight with Shakur and De Los Santos?
Super C, hit me up.
No. Was it before?
Trizzy, what's good?
You said what?
Who was that? Who? I can't think of the second name.
Was the fight with De Los Santos and Shakur close? Was it close?
Appreciate the gift, man.
I never seen anybody say Shakur lost that fight. He beat him with one hand.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying anybody was scared.
If he was injured this fight, and he was injured in that fight, but showed a different performance, but because he showed a different performance, it was because of this person's power. Doesn't that mean that you were scared of that person?
No.
You were scared of that person's power?
No, those make fights, man. He had to make the adjustment that he was the fighter that he was facing.
And this is the thing. It's like
he broke his hand in one fight, and what he do? What he quit?
Wait. If he is known to have the best defense right now, what does he have to worry about?
Because part of that defense is throwing punches, B.
So say if I hit, throw punches. So if I had a fight with a guy and I broke my hand, and then I had the second fight and I did something different in the second fight, there's a lot of factors that could play into that. People saying he's soft and all this and all that, why? And he's like, all right, well, this time I'm gonna bang with this dude. Yeah.
Iceman, no problem, bro.
That's a fact.
So basically,
I wanted to see it. Because a whole lot of times it was like, we ain't seen this from Shakur. Then he go out the next fight and show it to you, go out the interview after the fight.
They act like Tank won't touch Shakur. Tank is definitely going to touch Shakur.
Do this, do that. And every fight he was doing that. I think he got to a point now where he's just like, I don't want that no more.
I don't know, man. I see fear in that. I see fear.
If anything, De Los Santos is too incompetent because how can you not realize that a southpaw is not throwing his left the whole fight? He was falling for every question in the book. It was not rushing him.
I want to pick up brain about something. Now that at this point,
Let's go. Make sure y'all double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Appreciate y'all, man.
Canelo's lost.
No, you go.
With Crawford, what do you not think Canelo's next step should be at this point? Like, who should be fighting to come back and things of that nature? Like, what do y'all? I want to pick up brain about that.
I think he gets offered a Shiraz fight, maybe. I know. Turkey's been trying to get Shiraz to fight Canelo for a little minute now, so I can see that fight happening.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Canelo can do whatever he want to do, man.
It's facts.
You lost the bud, bro. Ain't no shame in that. You still Canelo. Just because I lose to Bruce Lee. Just because I lost to Bruce Lee, you don't mean I'm about to go out here and lose to Brandon Lee. And I'm about to get everybody else in these heads. I'm still Canelo, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That was a good one, Liddy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You still Canelo, bro. So, hey, you can do whatever you want to do. But to see you come back and fight a young bull and beat him up and stun his career, try to shoot for another legend, try to shoot for Bud again. He can do whatever he wants. Whatever.
Tank is going to whoop his shit, you heard? Am I wrong for saying that T.O. could beat Shakur?
Nah, you're not wrong.
No, T.O.'s cold.
Nah, if you speak from the fast one,
Focus T.O. is very dangerous, bro. A focus T.O. is very dangerous, bro.
100%. I saw how it was when T.O. fought Loma.
Yes, that's the best
Focus T.O. is dangerous, bro.
That's a real YouTuber, bro. He's a straight YouTuber. Where's he going with this fight with Tank, bro? He ain't going nowhere. Nowhere he ain't going. Tank's knocking his ass out, bro.
Yeah.
I hope so, bro. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right.
Tank to knock him out. I want him to do it for boxing. And when he's done it, he does it. I want him to stand in the middle of the ring and say, I did it for boxing. You know what I'm saying? I watched it. And then watch them open the doors back up to Tank. And then the first chance he get, I want him to shoot over and return him. And leave everybody else so up on the board.
Yo, guys, be straight up honest. How many rounds you say they're gonna go with each other?
Six.
I honestly think it's gonna go 5 rounds, and he's knocking him out, bro.
Appreciate the gifts, man. Appreciate the gifts, man. Duffels, appreciate you, man.
He gonna ride that bull as long as he can, and then he gonna put it down, bro. That's Tank style, bro. He gonna bring it down to the body.
Jake Paul is not as fast as Tank, bro. Tank's gonna run around that ring like forget it. It's over for fucking Jake Paul, bro.
Man, Jake ain't. I ain't gonna cap on it. Like, think about the story of the average dude. I ain't gonna say he's average, but think about the story of the average dude just waking up one day and saying, you know what? Fuck, I'm about to go out here and bang with these dudes, and he go out here and bang with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big fact.
I mean, either way it goes, bro, he winning, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, and I hope we do actually get into the contention. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying for a title. I'm not saying for a title, but like, you know, number 25 or something. Give me number 25.
Yo.
Number 25 there.
This shit better not be no bullshit like either like Tyson type, bro.
Nah. Jake too small to let him do that. DJ's too small to let it be a bull. Jake ain't no more than swing. Jake wasn't swinging on Mike for real. I seen a couple times.
Bro. 5th round, he's knocking him out.
Some people thought that Jake carried Mike Tyson. Some people.
Mike carried Jake. How can you carry Mike?
Some.
How can you carry Mike?
I think Andre Ward said that. I think Andre Ward said that Jake Paul actually carried Mike.
Listen to this. If you've ever seen the video of Customato and Mike Tyson, it don't matter how old you are. If you got the knowledge, you got the knowledge.
Bro, Mike Tyson tried to say he lost that fight because he was doing fentanyl, bro.
Was it Mike hospitalized for that?
It's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Come on,
He was walking on the cane months before the fight. He was walking on the cane.
I ain't going front when he was walking to that ring. I think he stumbled too. I think he stumbled. I think they said his knees was a little messed up too.
Didn't he have a knee brace on?
Yeah.
Did you see when Mike hit Jake for real? And then Jake looked up like, hey, whoa. Like,
this ain't part of the script.
Another punch. That's when he started biting on his arm. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna knock the arm. Like, you know. It did. That's said, Jason ain't right, man. Right could have knocked that dude out. You guys see the video of Mike Tyson?
Wait, hold on. One at a time. I can't hear everybody. Go ahead.
My bad. Go ahead, yo. My bad, man.
That other YouTuber.
When you do
What the hell is his name again?
It's a whole lot of YouTubers. You got KSI, you got Salt.
Not the one that be having his candy, bro. The one that has his candy out there and everything. I forget his name.
who's on Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast, there you go. He punched him in the stomach. Mr. Beast felt it hard.
Mr. Beast like 125 pounds, so
Mr. Beast is American. You can't compare that. He's American.
He looks just like Jake Paul, bro.
I mean, but Jake is
he ducks some smoke.
Jake is an admin.
That's all Jake Paul's picture right here, bro. Look at his face. Come on.
That's because he's a bigger dude. He's a regular dude thinking he's about to go into the ring with a small dude and have the same results as he probably would have in the streets.
And this picture right here, he looks like one of them liking them guys with red batted ears.
I think you're right, Liddy.
Come on, bro. Look at it. He looks like
That's his face right there. His dude is so
terrible.
I'm about to go in here and hit this guy, and he's gonna be like, wow, and I'm to. This dude, it got a complex, bro.
So let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all, because I know Tank doesn't care about legacy, but from y'all, in y'all opinion, do y'all think? I know he don't care nothing about our opinion. But hold on, bro. Hold on. Do y'all think that him taking this fight? Hold on, bro. Do y'all think that taking this fight will hurt his legacy?
Yeah, you gotta mute it.
Go ahead,
He's as much about legacy as much as the bag. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that. Look, I'm getting punched in my face for a look. If this guy, I can do a fight that's going to give me what I would get in 3 or 4 other fights, and I can just straight over to the sunset, which I think what he's going to do. I can understand it. He does not care about legacy. He don't care what none of us think. He don't care about what these analysts are saying. There was a time when I thought he was trying to follow in the path of Floyd, and then the bag came. My man's sitting on chrome heart couches. He could give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I mean, yeah.
So one thing I do believe about Tank, he's not gonna allow himself to be embarrassed in front of that screen. I don't think he's gonna take it down. It's giving him that much. I feel like, look, he is crazy. This is a heavyweight fight, pretty much. I'm gonna say a shrunken lightweight because I feel like Tank's would be better at 140, maybe even 137. It's just Jake doing another perspective. Because like I was saying before, he wants to be legitimized in boxing, right? You had a legitimate champion call him out. That was part of the BF. Said he was dreaming to fight him. Up to stuff. So now let's go. So his fights. You know what I'm saying? Next thing he may want to fight a Van Hogan. Who knows?
I mean, what you're trying to say, man.
I'm gonna join in and watch the circus. I mean, everybody likes a car crash. You look at it.
I ain't watching it. As a team, you know, you feel being busy.
I don't feel very peaceful. I thought it's a good. I mean, I didn't see that much for Mike.
Yo, there's an echo when you talk, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You echoing. Or it's somebody's phone. Yeah, that wasn't King.
Take's been going through some mental stuff lately, man. So, you know, he tried a couple fights, but he really wasn't enjoying it. Now he's trying to do something to make it fun for him. You know what I mean? The ball, like his last fight, I know he could have did more with Roach. I know it. But like you know what I'm saying? I like Roach, but I think he could have did more. I just think mentally he wasn't there. He going through this nut shit with these women. Like he came up on money. Floyd wasn't the best mentor for him. You know what I'm saying?
Like he think a lot of people gave up on him. So he just trying to make boxing fun for him. He not trying to put out too much because I don't know if he get embarrassed or I don't know if like. I don't know. Like, you can see it. He just not enjoying.
He trying to take control of his career, man. He trying to take control of his career, man. You know
I think Roach surprised him more than he expected.
He's acting.
Roach can box, man.
No, I don't think he surprised him, right? Because he said in the interviews, he said, yo, like Roach ain't nothing to sleep on. He said Roach is better than what most people give him credit for. Y'all just don't know. And he kept saying, y'all gonna see. He kept saying every interview, he kept saying, y'all gonna see. So he knew what he was dealing with. You said what? Wait, hold on. You said what?
I said, but the energy he was giving Frank Martin was different. So even the build up to the fight, like you can see not the intensity when it came to Frank Martin.
But that's why the gentleman above you said mentally he wasn't there, and physically in shape he was in great shape, but mentally, and I don't know if y'all peeped, but the very first press conference that they had, it looked like Tank just got finished crying when they was in New York. It looked like something happened, and he was mad, and he was in his emotions about something, and remember, Tank wasn't really talk. Remember, Tank wasn't really talking ish until Lamont's man started talking crazy. Then that's when he started getting a little hype. So I kind of agree a little bit, right? Like, and that's not no excuse because when you fighting, you know you got to be there mentally and physically. So.
They cherry pick. No, bro. They cherry pick.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You guys are thinking about it.
He was selling the fight. Lamont is his boy, so he definitely ain't gonna talk down on him. They cool from the amateur days, and even Lamont said they talked all the way up through all his fights. So like they were cool, so he was going big up on him. So like
he was like Mama Rose to the audience, arguing.
Right. So y'all think like he was gonna dog out Roach? Nah, he bigged him up, but he didn't come on. Give it to the guy.
Don't do that. You think Tank provided how she go on his leg?
Let me ask you a question. If it was a fight between Lamont Roach and Ryan Garcia, who wins?
Lamont Roach. Ryan can't really fight. He got a left hook, but he can't really fight.
Takes me crazy, bro.
I can't get that Roach Heron fight out my mind.
That was mad long ago.
Yeah, Heron's mad long ago.
Y'all see what Rolly did to Ryan Garcia? Come on. That was mad long ago, though.
Only throw head punches, man. Only throw head punches, man. He throw preschool punches every now and again.
Ryan and Rolly fought in June.
Yeah, that wasn't long
That
ago.
was recent.
Nah, they talking about the Heron Roach fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was long ago. Yeah. That was long ago.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is I don't know how much of that Heron performance is still in him. Like, when he really correct everything and get shored up, that's why the rematch was important. I think so. Yeah, I mean, I do, because he looked so sharp, but I need to see it again. That's why this pit. I want to see this fight.
You wait, hold on. Let him finish. You said the hold on. Let him finish. You said the Pitbull fight what? Justin.
The Pitbull fight gonna be big for him because it's gonna let everybody know whether he's really the guy that fought Tank that night.
Appreciate the gifts.
Fighting at 130 and lost to Heron.
TC Stars, appreciate you.
Pitbull fight looked easy. I want Tank's good last performance.
I want Tank if he smokes Pitbull, and to me, like Pitbull gave Tank one of the best fights of his career.
Tank also hurt his head in that Pitbull fight, and
But
he still won that fight.
But then he got his ass beat though, like from the top.
From El Rayo.
Yeah, he lost to Rayo.
He can't do well with boxes. He's just, if you
think about going into a fight throwing 95% haymakers the whole time.
He's a brawler.
Lamar is gonna take him apart.
That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why they did him against Pitbull, because he gave Tank a fight. Pitbull did give Tank a fight. Tank said he's not fighting Pitbull again. So it's only good for Lamar. It's only good for Lamar to go fight Pitbull, and he better look good.
He said, "You better look good." Say the real pit bull.
Javante was gonna press Lamar. That's how I thought. How they thinking Pitbull was gonna fight Lamar? I thought Javante was gonna pull that until he said, "Where your mama been?"
Yeah. That's a fact. He said, "Your mama here." He said, "Your mama here." All right. He said, "Pizza rolls in the basement." Now, even Calvin Ford said that. Calvin Ford said he was like, "Yo, the only thing he didn't really like was Tank was too friendly with Lamar. He was way too friendly with him, and we never see Tank friendly with anybody."
What's his name? Right before Roach.
Frank Martin?
Yeah. Frank Martin is he's fool, bro. He's fool. I like Frank.
You said he's fool?
It was something about Frank's eyes when he was talking to Javante.
He's at 140 now. Let me know. What big fight at what big name at 140 can he beat? Let me know. Oh, Frank, yes. No, you're right. You're right. He's fool. And look, the reason why the energies in the press conferences when he fought Frank was different from when he fought Roach. He been in the ring with both of them. Yeah, they all came up together. But Frank Martin is fool. He said he touched him when they had the gear on. Like he almost knocked him out in sparring. Damn. So of course he's gonna take that. Come on, Frank is fool.
But remember, Frank was going around floating around saying he cracked Tank and sparring and all that. He was just trying to come on.
He got what he asked for. He got exactly what he asked for.
Well, you got to think about it too. If Frank would have took the Shakur fight, I don't think he would have lost that fight, and then he would have went right under. Like nobody would be talking about Frank Martin, but he went in for he went in for a Tank, and now he got a name. Everybody that fight Tank is gonna get some kind of buzz, even if you trash.
That's right.
Even if you trash, he had a little success in the Tank fight, and now niggas think.
That's what I said. Anybody beat Tank gonna get a big push. It ain't really gonna do too much for Tank's career.
What about Frank Martin? What about Frank Martin versus Keyshawn Davis?
Keyshawn is gonna Keyshawn is gonna stop him. Yeah, I got that.
I ain't gonna Abdullah Mason, see, that's what I'm about to say. Other guys, that's what I was trying to talk about the other day. I couldn't think about his name.
Yeah, Abdullah Mason, yeah.
Abdullah Mason, yeah.
I think Pitbull would be a good fight for Frank Martin.
Who, Abdullah?
No. Pitbull would be a good fight for Frank Martin. No, styles make fights, right? So
you gotta see what he do with Roach then.
Pitbull come in like Sean Porter, right? So you think Frank Martin could lay out there with his jab? He could lay on his jab all day on Pitbull. He can just lay on the jab. But that's what I'm saying. If you want him to look good, you put him in a fight with somebody like Pitbull. Yeah, I agree.
You just ain't seen Frank Martin get cracked until Javante cracked his ass.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
What happened to Aaron after? Is he just out? Like, is he just done? I think he's on bare knuckle fighting now.
He's fighting bare knuckles? I didn't even know that.
Boxing's a fickle sport, bro. Once you lose that, that's why they so scared to lose that O. Once you lose that O,
Yo, the chat said Keyshawn Davis versus Teofimo.
That fight might bring Andre Ward out of retirement. I gotta get back in this.
I can see Tio win after Shakur first. I gotta see what Tio look like after Shakur first. Because right now, I would probably say it's a 50-50 fight. I don't like what I saw. Keyshawn looked like he a little bit off the edge right now after everything that happened at his brother's fight. Mentally, yeah. Bro. I still want to see Keyshawn versus harder. He's a different type of boxer. Keyshawn's a different type of dude.
Yo, the chat says, Keith.
He's a dog. He might get that ready to beat somebody else for real.
Which y'all, wait, hold on. Which I think Keyshawn versus Abdullah Mason.
Keyshawn.
How many more do you think Abdullah needs? Nah, Sam Noakes is it's gonna be that's a good fight. Yeah.
Speed, man. His speed combined with power. And the punch is nasty. But I think you
gotta be a nasty dude to be a knockout fighter. It ain't like you just in there, you gotta set that punch up.
He's gonna learn to keep his hands up though, because he gets clipped.
That part.
Yeah, that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. What's the ball with his dad? Like his dad got locks or whatever like that, and
You talk about
a soft boy.
Floyd Schofield.
Yeah.
I like that young boy, man. I like Kid Austin, man.
Me too. I was gonna say him and Abdullah. What y'all think? Abdullah. I'm not getting over.
I'll go Abdullah on that.
Yeah.
I can't get over that stunt he pulled when he was about to fight Shakur.
Oh, you don't think Kid was really sick, bro? That nigga was laid up. He was laid up in the hospital, bro. He had the tubes and all that, bro. That nigga was, he was laid up in the hospital, bro. That wasn't convincing enough.
Nah, you gotta think about it. His pop said Shakur almost made him shit himself.
His pop said, I didn't hear his pop say that, bro. Don't be capping, bro. His pop said that. Nah, nigga, I didn't hear that. Nah, bro. Nah, I can't see that man saying that, bro. I don't think he'll ever give Shakur the satisfaction for that, man. Yo, where you seen that, bro? I'm about to YouTube that, bro. What do you? Hey, yo, he said TikTok be telling the truth.
Oh, he has? Oh, yeah. I missed him.
He went out twice. We went out 3 times in that fight, but twice. Yeah, then he stopped the dude. I will say
that looks good on him, then. It looks good on him. And get up. Yeah.
He was saying he wasn't hurt. It was bad.
Raheem said Mason got dropped 2 times. Because Mason. Hey.
That time he was definitely hurt. The other time I think he was just stumped dead. Was it the same round?
I think it was the same round.
You got him with the same point. The boy from Philly. I'm from Philly. The boy from Philly about to fight. The one who Terrence Crawford beat already. Laura, what's his name? Laura?
No, you talking about Boots?
Lundy.
Oh, Lundy. Oh.
Yeah. Somebody just called him out. I don't know who it was. I see him all on my social media and shit because he's from out here.
Yo, let me ask y'all this because some of y'all let me ask y'all this because this was my original topic earlier before a lot of y'all came on. How do y'all feel about Boots' career, man? Do y'all feel like Boots' career is fraudulent?
I don't think it's that. Nah, I think he's becoming anything. I feel like Eddie just
fucking him up right now. Because the talks that's happening right now with him, they was happening a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's still doing the same shit.
Yeah. I feel like they took his time chasing the Crawford fight. Also, which stagnated his career somewhat. But then again, who's out there for him to fight?
He could have fought Bakram. Nobody's trying to fight Bakram because it's a high risk, low reward.
What it was with the Crawford fight was he chased Crawford just for his name to get loud, right? Because Book a fight, right? So it's nobody out there that who's in his division that would fight him. Like who would fight him? That's good. Nobody. Like who?
Bakram.
When
he stepped up to 154, he could have chose to fight Bakram.
He did just and he could have got fought Majimov. He could have fought Ortiz.
Virgil Ortiz.
Well, Majimov is at 154. So do y'all think that Boots is just fighting a whole bunch of tune-ups? Because that's what people call him. Like they call him the tune-up man.
Yeah, out here he fighting tomato cans, cab drivers.
So I don't think Lima is a tune-up, but I feel like when you got a name, you gotta fight people that's close to your talent.
But here's the thing.
He's punching down.
Like, all right, let's talk about Boots real quick, and let's talk about Terrence. Like before Errol, right? Before Errol, who was really fighting? It was a bunch of dudes that was champs other places that we didn't know nothing about. And that's the same thing. That's because motherfuckers they really be scared because, like Terrence says, what do you say? High risk, low reward. Boots is not up there with the money to be able to give him that money yet, but he is able to might hit that lucky shot. You understand? So you only take 1 5 pounds of pressure on your jaw, and then you're done. Like so.
Here's the truth, y'all. Most of these promoters right now, they trying to protect their cash cow. Because they know Turkey in the game, they know Zuffa in the game, and all they got is one fighter that can make them money. So Boots is really having his career ruined the past couple of years because of the smoke of Riyadh, Turkey, and now Zuffa coming in the game. Right. And so Boots is gonna have to make a decision soon. Right. I'm gonna keep riding with this, or I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna really start working with Turkey and get these big fights.
Man, he better go ahead and get him a turkey plate.
I agree.
I say, no matter what people are saying, Turkey is saving boxing for the average casual, not these guys who. Turkey is putting boxing back on the front line, and he's like, okay, I want that guy to fight that guy. This is what you want. Here's the money. So now the money's not a problem. So now it's an issue. That's what I like that Turkey's doing.
Al Heyman was doing that at one point, and then it just stopped. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Al Heyman. Al Heyman was making the matches, and then it just went poof.
That's a fact.
Man,
but you know what it is also too at that time. A lot of fighters was getting contracts with other promoters. Remember, Top Rank was on Bob Arum was on his bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys wasn't getting those fights.
Right, yeah, that's true. That is true. Because it was a lot of rival TV deals at the time.
Yeah.
Promoters at the time.
Remember HBO and Showtime and all that stuff like that? Yeah, man.
Yep. Now the only person with his TV deal is Turkey.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He had Anyway fighting on Facebook.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Facebook is crazy. That's a fact.
Keyshawn, I can see Keyshawn looking like Tank. I can see him. He got the worry face. Like, he got stressed out. He got like the stress.
He needs to handle like the outside situations, spinning block with Andy Cruz, and then the Wilson Thursday.
You know what stuck out to me? When Keyshawn was like, yo, he's damn near retired. He was like, yo, he hasn't been getting no phone calls, no nothing, bro. So it's like, who can he fight right now, man?
Situation where he said he wasn't getting no calls. Then they tried to serve him up. I remember the post. They tried to serve him the post call.
That's what I'm saying about Boots, though.
And then he gave him like whoever they tried to put him in fights where they figured he was complete underdog.
That guy built his career off of putting asses on the canvas. So, none of respect for Harrisburg Crawford. That's my favorite fighter right now.
Do y'all still want to see him?
I think everybody's pocket watching. I think everybody pocket watching, bro. Everybody pocket watching. If he's getting this for this fight, then I should get this for this fight. Turkey plate.
Go get a turkey plate, man.
He go get a turkey plate.
If you go get a turkey plate, you know you fight. It's almost like if you can't get a turkey plate, you ain't fighting right now. Bud done changed the game. Bud got people scrambling right now. Everybody want to fight everybody. Nigga, pull that up. What's that tall dude's name? What's the tall dude? What's the tall dude fight?
Pandora?
Tyson Fury right now. Let's get it.
Now that's a fact.
But you know, it's like with all the young bulls, since Bud won that fight, the young bulls is really talking right now. Like, oh, we need to do something special. Everybody know they need to do something special.
Listen, Terrence got Ward wanting to come in and fight fucking AJ.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. For the right money, I'll fight AJ.
Come back though.
Hey, Bud changed the game, bro. I didn't think. Well, I would love to see Ward come back.
That was my guy, man.
Yo, let me ask y'all. Do you? Speaking of that, right? Because KP, hold on real quick. KP, you said Bud changed the game. So speaking of that, do you think more fighters would take those chances of jumping weight classes to fight those big fights?
They got to, because he's the standard for Turkey now. You got to.
I feel like if you stacked it in the division, fights are better. For example, is another one who's going to be stacked is Virgil Ortiz. If he don't start getting some names, if he don't start getting some real names under his belt, because outside of that wins, his main win is what he did to Madrigal that Crawford didn't do. Outside of that, we're not talking about Virgil Ortiz.
Right.
So like that's what these guys either fight the best. Ortiz, Boots are Madrigal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sherman down here said Bud doesn't have Trey wanting to fight AJ. It was Devin Haney dad. It was Devin Haney. Bud wanted to fight Canelo. So
Wait, hold on. One at a time. Yo, Raheem, go ahead. Was it Raheem who was speaking? Yo, what's good, champ? What's good?
Bruce definitely has to put at least a Imagine more on his resume before he can even consider fighting anybody else. And then he has to fight somebody. These dudes are tomato cans that he's fighting. I think LIMA, I don't know his name, is a better fighter than half of his resume. And this is going to be a tougher fight for Bruce than a lot of people think that it is. I went back and watched some dude fights. Dude can fight.
I'm gonna tell you that.
Who can fight? Yeah, I would heard of him. So I had to watch a couple of his fights this last week, some 3 fights. Dude can fight.
Yeah, I'm not 54.
He look decent.
But you know what's crazy, right? Because I had a few people up here last night, and they were saying how LIMA, he don't really bend his knees. He's too slow. He doesn't really have a good jab and stuff like that. And so the panel last night was saying that this would be an easy fight for Boots. Oh, hold on, KP. Yo, Raheem, what you said?
I'm saying if it's an easy fight, you watch fighting. It's an easy fight. All his fights has been easy.
Well, they said they wanted to take a tune-up, bro, because he just got to 154, bro. Wait, hold on. I can't hear everybody at once, bro. Go ahead. Go. Yeah.
He's getting past that weight class. He didn't even want to try to unify it.
Yeah.
He understood it there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why not call out Fedora or Earl Spinks or Small Charlo?
He did, Raheem.
When? He was for the past 2 years, for the past 2.5 years, man, he been calling Bud out. Bro. For a march him off in before Bud's book.
Raheem. Errol was at his fight. He whooped Paul ass, turned around and said, I want you next.
Who has he fought?
I don't know who Paul was. We ain't gonna talk about all that. I said
What top position has?
You gotta put some smoke on the guys nowadays to get them to fight, man. You can't just say
Boots is gonna get bigger paydays than a lot of this because of Eddie Hearns. You feel what I'm saying? But fight those names. A lot of people listen, right? Just like Larry said, boxing is a poor man's sport, but it's also a mental bruise sport. Those blows means a lot. Burner, for instance, fuck all that spending the money. Fuck all that. Fuck all I'm blowing the money. That's good shit. Us that come from the struggle. Once we get a certain amount of money, we're gonna blow it anyway. If we're not smart and have the right team and being the best of it. You know what I'm saying? But once it goes to Madonna and that old went, the mental aspect of the game fucked him up. Yeah, it's the same way with Tank. It's the same way with Boots. Boots won't listen, right? Boots won't mind taking an oath from getting a loss from Bud. They don't get a loss from any of them other fighters.
It's facts.
Because it mess with his psyche.
Yeah.
It will bother him. It won't bother him if he lost to Bud.
Because in his mind, it's like, yo, I lost to one of the greatest fighters. And I always say that, bro. Like, I'd rather lose to someone that is great versus to a man that I know that I was supposed to beat.
Still got to do it.
Keith Thurman said in the interview. Keith Thurman said, man, he asked to fight Boots. He told Bootsy, man, send the contract before he took the fight.
But ain't nobody fucking with Keith Thurman because the way he did Earl Spence. Keith Thurman was like a gatekeeper with the belts, bro. He wouldn't allow Terrence to come up. He wouldn't allow Earl to come up. So nobody's fucking with Keith Thurman. And I really think Keith Thurman could fight, but he wasn't.
He has never ducked nobody either.
He never ducked nobody. Oh, he definitely.
He said, "Whoa."
I mean, so we should have a up and coming. What another person who was no one that they're hyping up is Xander Zayas. That's a fight right there. Good fight too.
It's a good fight, yeah.
He dunking
Zayas versus Boots.
He dunking. Virgil. I did to it with
Xander Zayas is in the same class as Boots at 154.
Yeah. 154. That's that
high risk reward. Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, man.
He's another one that's gonna fight those
tomato cans, man. You know what I'm saying? Fighting plumbers and bus drivers. No disrespect to any plumbers and bus drivers.
Well, yo, he can arguably fight. He can fight Virgil Ortiz after this fight. Why not?
They don't never talk about the losses because those losses didn't count. You feel what I'm saying? Those losses mess with their psyche. You know what I mean? But once they turn professional, and that bag and that legacy is on the line, it's like, nah, I really don't want to risk me losing that little bit of cash cliche that I got.
That's a fact.
See, somebody like Brian Blake, he doesn't care. Why he doesn't care about a loss? He can fight anybody and still get the bag. Because his name might be
Yo, there's a crazy. Yo, hold on. There's a crazy echo, man.
Ryan put that smoke on dude, though. Hey, but they figured it out. They did. It's like Deontay. And once you beat me, then I might go back and not talk on you.
Nah, it ain't King, because I can still hear the echo. Somebody else.
I think Garcia got some mental stuff going on, though. I do. He's talking about like being bipolar and depressed. His last fight, he's another one.
He see all these young boys coming up. You gotta do something. You gotta do something to stay ahead of everybody else. And they ain't too much for him to do. He lost against Javante.
Now his back was shitty too.
Ain't too much he can do. What more can he do?
Even though I
That's
don't
facts.
went away from Tank, but you know that dude had a rib injury, right? And it was a weight clause into that fight too as well, right?
He almost
There's always a weight clause with Tank.
That's two things I don't like as a fighter. You know, when you fight professionally, you have to put your injuries down on paper. Or what you like. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all do y'all feel do y'all feel a way that Tank he has a weight clause? Because Tank is a naturally small dude, bro. That nigga is.
I know in the sport of boxing, where there are rules and techniques and different threats, it's like, I'm fighting a nigga, you got the same skills as me, but he's 3 pounds bigger than me. He gotta come down to my weight. Nobody say that when David Benavidez stayed at that weight cut for 100,000 years and kept fighting everybody. Everybody. Nobody said that.
Didn't Bud just prove that clause means nothing? Because he did that. There was no weight clause, there was no rehydration clause. We smoked him.
Yo, but King, he also said that he won't go up to 175 and fight David Benavidez. He said the dude too big. He said the dude is too big. But the reason. Yeah, but the thing with that though is this, bro. He said right, but the thing with that though, hold on. The thing with that though is that he said because remember he said Bill Haney is the first person that kind of put the bug in his head, and he said, "Yo, Canelo's not really a big 168, right? Like if y'all see the regular 168, them dudes look like they like 185, 190 on a regular." You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yo, he's not that big for a 168, 8-pounder. So Terrence said the more he kept looking at him, then he got close to him up in person, and he was like, yo, then he started measuring the size. He's like, yo, I could beat this dude because we damn near the same size. But he's not going to do that going against David Benavidez. Why? Because he's too big. So yeah, he jumped up 3 weight classes, but it's 3 weight classes against the right person because of body frame and stuff like that.
And then Saturday night you weigh 180. Right. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, that is too much weight to be gained.
But yeah, they might not come in at 180, but they may come in at 160, 165. But okay, so y'all want Tank to go in there and fight somebody and they come in at like 155, 160, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, but like we said though, right? Like people, but cool. But check this out. They couldn't even get it sanctioned, right? Because of the weight classes. Because Jake Paul is technically too big. So it looks crazy that he's fighting somebody that's 190, 200 pounds. But this is an exhibition fight where a lot of people are saying that there's rules to it, there's stipulations to it. In a real fight, ain't no stipulations behind it. I mean, there's stipulations, but y'all get what I'm saying.
The rehydration clause is a cop-out to weaken your opponent. Most fighters.
You said what?
The rehydration rehydration clause is a cop out to weaken your opponent.
Yes,
fighters are putting that in they are putting that into their clause. Let's say fighting somebody coming down 2 or 3 weight class.
I can't say that because we're speaking on specific instances, though. We're not talking about the casual Joe Schmo that's out there. We're talking about the content. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Floyd had rehydration clauses. At 140, yeah, he fought at 140. But then what he said after that, though, he said he felt crazy at 140 because the weight was too much. So that's why he went back down and fought at 135. I get what you're saying, though. Go ahead, bro.
We're talking about Tank Davis, who coaches just came out and said, "Oh, he always fight with big guys. He always fight heavyweights. And we can't fight. I ain't gonna see that. Come on, he's 12 for 68, so be parking him. You know, he be parking 160. He parked 175s. But then you'll say that somebody that at one night weighs 140, if they come in at 160 is a problem. And these guys you sparring aren't even at their fighting weight. This guy might fight in weight class, and he could be 200 pounds.
But it's also sparring, though. It's also sparring. Sparring, they got bigger gloves, and they got headgear. But we act like Tank is the only. We act like Tank is the only face-up boxer, or the top tier guy that ever put rehydration clause out there. Bro. Yo, so let me ask you, bro. If you, let's say you middleweight, you fighting at 168, you will be okay with your guy coming in at the fight at 190, 195? I'm just asking you a question, bro. Would you be okay with that? But you might not feel that. You might not feel good at 190. Yeah, you can put on some extra weight, but that might, his body type and your body type is 2 different body types. You might not feel the same.
So it balances out, really.
Come tell. If you want me at my peak performance, I need to be at 135. Period. You need to be at if you want it, come here.
This is the thing.
I don't have to come down. I'm the champ.
And that's fair.
I'm the champ. If I'm the champ, you gotta come to me. I don't have to come to you.
That's a fact.
He's not 135 pounds for fighting.
Tank ain't 150 on fight night. Tank ain't no 150 at fight night. At most, Tank will probably be like 138. His last fight, or I think the fight before that, he was actually 133.
So, let's talk about that Rhodes fight then. They always talking about how Rhodes did very, very well. But the funny part about it is, you got to be able to beat the champ in order to beat the champ. I like that. Said, Uncle Cam, you got to come to my level. You got to be able to beat the champ in order to beat the champ. If you don't beat the champ convincingly, you ain't the champ. You can't draw and all that shit and get all these kudos because you was here there. Because I texted me because I had fucking like grease in my eye or some shit. Like come on, man. You can't do that, bro.
Yeah, not only did he take a knee, but he ran to the corner. That's interference. That's a DQ.
Man, that's first of all, that's a knock. That's a point. That's a 10-8 round. He ain't know that.
But his boxing IQ is incredible, right? That's what I'm saying. The contradictions with the Tank guys, man, don't make no sense.
Nah, you can't. You wait. Hold on. You can't say that, bro. When we talk about IQ, We talking about fighting styles. We talking about being able to see your opponent with different shots and stuff like that, counter punching. That's when we talking about IQ. The man had a little mishap or whatever, but that don't discredit his IQ in the ring and knowing what to do in the ring as far as fighting his opponent. That's two different things. And here's the thing, it's crazy because Shushu was on Showbiz show, and he said, yo, Tank probably got it confused because you can also do that in the amateurs. Now, and I'm not trying to defend him, but he said, yo, he probably got confused because you can do that in the amateurs. You can take a knee real quick and you can go into your corner. So when Tank said, yo, I really didn't know, that probably was some truth behind it. Not saying he shouldn't know as a pro, but we know Tank ain't the brightest bulb up there as far as just keeping the buck. I understand. I get your playbook. I get we not in the amateurs. I'm not speaking for myself. I'm just speaking for the man. I'm just not trying to speak for him, but I'm just saying we know, no disrespect, and I say this respectfully. We know that Tank is not the brightest bulb up there when it comes to certain things, right? So yeah, he should know it as a pro, and that's not an excuse. But he probably really was confused. Of course you're gonna say that. Of course you're gonna say that. Let me give my 15 seconds of fame, man. Let me give my 15 seconds of fame. Let me give my 15 seconds of fame. Of course, here, let me say something.
That's what I'm saying, Diamond. Like, you don't understand, man. Boxing is a very strenuous mental sport, man. It's a local sport. I just say local sport. It's a local sport. It is. You know what I'm saying?
Tank high Q is not high at all. You tripping, Q? Is GQ you tripping?
So I will give him that. And like you said, Legend, he ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. So I think a lot of the outside situations that happening with him. I mean, a lot of domestic issues too.
Right.
He got to stop working with these raggedy hoes, man. He got to give him somebody solid. Put it all that.
Plus, how old is that?
And then remember also too, bro. Again, not to make no excuses, but corner is important as well too. Going into a fight, his corner wasn't the same. He was going back and forth with Calvin Ford. Right, there was a lot going on. So as we can sit here and say, oh, he should have did this or it was this, that, and the other. But yo, like again, boxing is not just physical; it's mental. So if shit ain't going right in your corner, and you got some discrepancy in your corner, bro, that plays a lot in your fight. And Calvin Ford wasn't the head trainer in that fight. He's used to Calvin Ford's voice.
To represent besides himself.
Calvin don't respect nobody right now, man. No,
why they switched though? I don't know, bro. I don't know why they switched.
Calvin liking to be in the spotlight. He liking to talk about I was going to fight Bernard Hopkins when we was in jail together and all the bullshit. Like that ain't got shit to do with the fight at the time when Tank about to fight another motherfucker. He talking about his highlight and his glorified stories in jail and shit like that. He getting too Hollywood for it. He need a trainer. He needs somebody that's really like a custom model. He can do like a boat map. I think anybody can do a boat map.
Tank can't take boat map. Tank don't want no real person in his corner telling him the truth about himself.
He don't know no better. He been getting fed food for the last 10 years. It still went from the Olympics to Floyd to Tank. He's trying to get control of his life, bro. Like shit spiraling, and he's trying to come out of it, bro. Like and you got to show some sympathy to the guy, bro.
I thought Floyd was going to do that to Caramel Moulton. I thought he was going to do that to Caramel Moulton, the young boy. But That boy, all right, from that boy,
Yeah.
I want to see him in Scooter Davis fight.
He has to work on his defense as well.
That's a good fight, man.
I agree.
Scooter Davis and Carmel Moan is a good fight.
He takes too much.
I'm trying to be patient with Carmel. He seems too stagnant.
They both so young.
Right.
I'm trying to stay patient, but he don't seem to be getting no better.
He's relying on that power way too much and not working on the boxing acumen.
But he's still, you know what I'm saying? In all fairness, man, he still got a lot of room to work with. You know what I'm saying? He's still young. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of room to work with.
That's
what I'm saying. All them guys is still young, bro. All of them. Shakur, Hayden, Keyshawn. Man, they all young trying to play in a man's world, bro. And they still figuring it out, bro. We got to get these dudes.
No, but this the age of when Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray and Hagler and this is that age though, bro. They got to get it together because the youngins are hard enough. They got to be 20s now.
That's facts. That's facts.
Absolutely. And that's what everybody want to see. But the game's so scrambled up right now, bro. The game's scrambled eggs right now, bro. Like,
a lot of youngins, they pacified, man. They mama boys and shit like that, man. It's like they different, man. They're not tough no more. They're not built tough. You know what I'm saying?
It's the image. It's too much social media. You know what I'm saying?
ain't no more clever lanes out there.
He said ain't no more cover lanes.
Different though.
But I do think that Devin Haney is probably the most sound in boxing. I think he might got pillow hands or whatever, but I think his style can give anybody.
Yo, Sean said, "Who's Clever Lane?"
Wait, no. Shakur is the best. I'm talking about athletically. Shakur don't look better than Devin Haney athletically.
And athletically, Devin Haney don't look better than Tio.
That was okay.